Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm very excited to be joined with Zach Lewis. I'm Carson Cass. On National Hot Dog Day, we'll have one doozy of a time discussing probably very little if it's a hot dog or a sandwich, but we have got ourselves a sandwich between two teams in the North Division. The Gaithersburg Giants coming in to take on these Bethesda Big Train, Zach.
Well, it's a divisional matchup that's going to have many implications now into playoff format and how seeding is going to end up for both these teams. Big Train slipped last night in their roll on for the number one spot there, so looking to bounce back and create a little more space between them and the only crop dusters, the top two teams fighting for that number one spot.
16-4 in their last 20. The Big Train have been the best team in the league in the second half so far. Going to be interesting to see just how they can do it because it's going to be an interesting Gaithersburg lineup tonight. They have a new first baseman. That's going to be very interesting tonight, but we will go through their full lineup in totality with Miguel Leon leading things off for Gaithersburg on their side. Drew Cobb will be following him in right field. Charlie Buckles is the new man, left-handed first baseman out of Northwestern commit, 2026, played for Florida State. Ryan Strenad, the catcher, and with Drew Jordan behind him, Lee Turnipseed, Eli Livingston, and Marcus Martin with Delon Anderson lining out that lineup. But going to be an interesting defense they'll play today.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard number one team defense here for the Big Train. In the outfield on the corners are Foscolo and Malvazio. Will Hack has center as TJ Gramercy is back in the catching spot tonight. Middle of the infield is Coleman and the third baseman there, Casey Carpenter, as well as shortstop Cal Johnson. Milo Gonzalez back playing first base, and our DH is Parker Corbin tonight. And we will have a look at Bradley Gagan, the right-hander on the mound.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. We don't get to see the Gagan battery with Bradley and Jack, but maybe we will tonight if a sub happens. We'll be right back for the National Anthem on the Big Train Baseball Network. We'll come and give you an intro to the battery as well as anything else we need to talk about before tonight's game starts. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's the younger, excuse me. I actually don't know. I think it's the older brother of Jack Gagan, Bradley, on for another start here. Seen a few other pitchers before him, has been a little bit less consistent in his starts. Bradley Gagan making his 7th appearance, his 2nd start. 11 innings pitched this season, Zach. He has been quite the arm out of Ashburn, Virginia.
Yeah, makes up what we were mentioning before, how he loved to have seen him get in with his brother today, as his brother Jack Gagan joined us as a catcher midway through the season after an injury to Parker Corbin. But Bradley on the mound to start, as you mentioned, in his 7th appearance here. It's an ERA that has kind of gotten away from him. He unfortunately had some fielding miscues behind him in a couple of his outings, but definitely a pitcher that has a lot of caliber and talent and will look to replicate a good performance as he had on July 3rd at Olean Crop Dusters.
Yeah, it's a bit rough when you're leading the team and errors. The team has the most errors committed as a team when Gagan is on the mound, which is unfortunate because he's only pitched 11 innings, and how we haven't seen him since June 18th. He was slotted for the game against Metro South County, which ended up being rescheduled. He moved back out of that start, so he did not end up playing, but he was slotted to start that game. We'll see what he can do, against Silver Spring Tacoma, which has moved to the 21st, I believe. We will see them at their park, 2-way games to end the year, but things will be led off by Miguel Leon as Christmas in the ballpark. They just played Christmas music, something may be going on today apart from National Hot Dog Day.
Well, it is certainly National Hot Dog Day today, and in any of the ballpark, there's a buzz when the hot dog is the featured item of the day. So make sure if you're around, grab a hot dog. I don't know why you're listening to us if you're here, but if you're just at home, celebrate National Hot Dog Day while listening to baseball and grab yourself a hot dog.
Yeah, very baseball-like. We'll have a guest in the 3rd inning as a reminder. Leon, ground ball over to the left side, collected by Johnson. Great scoop at first, and both guys back on the field as Johnson, who DH last night, Gonzalez took the night off, are able to get the first put out on Leon.
Well, a good start to the defense. We mentioned had a couple of previous errors while Gagan was on the mound, but look at scoop there, as you mentioned, from Gonzalez at first base to make sure that one gets out. Pretty close play at the bag, but the Big Train defense able to get it in just in time to sit their first batter down for Gaithersburg.
Gagan was the only pitcher, his only start was against Silver Spring Tacoma to open the season, as the left-hander will watch another left-hander in the box, Drew Cobb, miss a bunt attempt. Went very foul and ended up going over the netting, so pretty big pop-up as now the 0-1 from Gagan to Cobb. Cobb out of Jacksonville, a Dolphin. Did not play in 2026, but a 25 at Wharton High School. Cobb put together a 35-game slate with pretty good slash line at 286, 397, and 446 for Wharton. That is in Tampa, Florida, where he is from. 1-1. Hit well into center. Chasing after it is Hack. He'll get there on the line out. Quick legs in center field every night, but Hack returning to his spot up the middle.
Hack in the game yesterday as a courtesy runner for the catcher, Jack Gagan. But tonight has his spot in center field as TJ Gramescu is now behind the plate tonight, catching, had his center field spot last night.
So here's the interesting one. Newest addition to the Gaithersburg squad, only played in 3 games before. It's Walt Whitman graduate, Charlie Buckles. He spent his 2026 at FSU. He did not play for the Seminoles, but the 6'6", 230 freshman made the decision this offseason to transfer to Northwestern, near where I am from, as well as Ethan Sugar, a intern here in the analytics department. He's from the area, as the 1-0 misses. The 2-0 early to Buckles. Been a knee buckler for pitchers this season with a 1,000 OPS accumulated via 4 hits and a homer.
Well, a key piece for the Giants to add in the tail end of the season. Buckles looking to do some more damage as that one is chopped.
Ground ball over to the right side. Coleman will collect, throw it over to Gonzalez for the first inning to end, at least on the offensive side for Gaithersburg. Big Train bats will get going in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. All-Star on the mound.
Yes, we have Sean Williams, the All-Star for the Giants. Sean himself is a player at Gaston. He's now in the portal, was playing there last season, spent 2025 at Penn State, then went to Gaston College for 2026. Played in a couple of games there, 17 innings pitched. For the Giants this season, has appeared in 6. It's also his 7th appearance on the mound for them. 8.1 innings pitched, a 1.65 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, and 3 earned runs.
So the lineup for the Big Train as it follows will be Kieran Coleman, Cal Johnson, Emilio Gonzalez, Zach Malvazio. So a pretty strong 2-3-4 all-star group, followed by Ryan Foscolo, Casey Carpenter, TJ Gramesty, Parker Corbin, and Will Hack will lead things out, or tail things out for this Big Train side as the newest Clarion commit, Kieran Coleman, will lead things off.
And we look at the defense here for Giants. Typical of what they've seen this season. Buckles is new addition there at first base. Leon at shortstop. First base, as we said, Buckles. Second base, Turnipseed. Third base, Drew Jordan. Catcher tonight is Ryan Stranad, with the outfield being Cobb in left, Anderson in center, and in right field, Eli Livingston.
First pitch, it's in there. The likes of Coleman. Pretty solid season so far for the middle infielder. As that one misses low. A 668 OPS. However, 8 RBIs and just 28 plate appearances. It's been only hitting with runners in scoring position, very adjacent to how Will Hack started his year. Coleman joined the team on July 2nd to replace some injured middle infielders. As, ooh, that one right on the inside caught Coleman just at the elbow guard. So second baseman is able to use his gear to his advantage and get the first base runner of this ball game the painful way.
Well, Williams does give up the leadoff walk here to the Big Train, who you don't want to put runners on the bags recently for the Big Train. They have hit very, very well. Kind of top to bottom in this lineup, there are players who have been making plays at the plate.
So it'll be Cal Johnson batting second. Switch hitter will start on the left side of the plate. New bat tonight. It's got some kind of things I can only describe as what appears to be red and orange, or black and orange stripes, excuse me. Maybe just black stripes with a standard oak bat. Very interesting, but, you know, teams share the bats, as they don't want to spend too much money as a player on a wood bat, so they'll have the teams share a few bats around the squad as the 1-0. Again, prior to that, another pickoff back to first for Williams.
Well, and you can't just buy one wood bat for the season, can you? Because inevitably, if you try to make that bet, you're going to break one, and bats get break in every once in a while here.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken Senior League.
Certainly is a problem with the humidity as well, and quite the humid day out there, Zach, today. A breezy, feels like 101. It's just the perfect weather, ain't it?
Well, I don't know if I'd call it breezy, but it's definitely warm.
The 1-1 now from the right-hander Williams, as that pitch is in there to Johnson. Hits this one high foul ball. Johnson committed to the University of Maryland this season. Prior to it, formerly College Central Florida, put up a 942 OPS. He's one of 4 All-Stars in this lineup today, one of a total of just about 6, as this one is hit in the air, left side, foul territory. Chasing after it is going to be Stranad. He dives for it, but the Seton Hall catcher can't grab it. He makes a lot of swashbuckling saves back there as a Pirate, but he's unable to lurch out for that one. Looked like he fell off the plank.
Yeah, good attempt at it, but he does come up just short of making that play. As you mentioned, we've seen Stranad dive at a couple. We were away at Gaithersburg last time we played that. That was about a week and a half ago now at their place, Criswell Automotive Field.
1-2. Foul backwards. Chernod, I believe, has at least appeared. Well, at least a Seton Hall player has appeared in every game we played against the Giants. Chernod not always in there, but Dominic Trolio, the third baseman, sometimes appearing. He's not in the starting lineup tonight, a former teammate of our own, Ryan Foscolo, who's batting fifth tonight. 1-2. This one lined into left by Johnson. Could get down at will for a base hit. So a single to follow up Coleman's hit by pitch. Quickly 2 runners on in this first inning.
Pressure for Williams early in this one as he's not able to retire either of the first guys he sees here. And brings up an RBI master as he will mash the ball, Emilio Gonzalez.
Just the 12th hit given up by Williams this season in 6 starts, or 3 starts before. Pretty interesting. His ERA has risen since he has come out of the starting spot, or from the bullpen into the starting rubber. It's a new thing for him. He's accumulated a lot more innings, as through 3 appearances he had a mere 2.2 and a 3 ERA, and then he ended up starting 3 and now has a 8.1 innings pitch total with 1.65 as his ERA total. 1.2 whip, though, tells you this guy's no stranger to guys coming on base. 1-0. It's Emilio Gonzalez takes the first pitch for a ball. Williams the next, also a bit low. This season, Gonzalez a 895 OPS. He ties the league, or the team leader in RBIs with 25, Johnson.
Well, I think there's 2 pieces of what makes up a good pitcher, and I think the first one being, can you stop guys from getting on base, whether that's a walk or a hit, and the second piece being, can you stop them from getting any further?
2-0, it's a called strike on the inside corner for the 6'4", 230 Cape Coral, Florida native. Very big frame from the left side. Williams will need to be careful, especially on those 2-0 pitches, but is able to get it in there.
Gonzalez did not play yesterday, so he has 2 days of rest since Sunday when he played. Looking to come in and be electric in the lineup tonight.
2-1, he fights one off foul. Other games, at least in the earlier frame, Olney is currently up 4-0 on the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts, and Southern Maryland up 3-0 in the first on the Grays. So at this point in the season, if they Big Train want to hold on to a 1 seed, which is very important because the 2 seed and 3 seed are both tied at 2 games back, they pretty much have to win tonight unless things go haywire, as Gonzalez tattoos one down the line, foul. Good piece of hitting, but just can't keep it straight.
Looking to just perfect that timing with his swing. Has very good swing mechanics. Just trying to find the right time to really start that top of the swing.
Lined up the middle, it's on the ground and through past Leon. And runners will be held as a bases loaded shot for Gonzalez. He gets his teammates around with Coleman and Johnson now at third and second. Well done as he goes opposite field.
Very great patience and awareness there from Gonzalez as he doesn't get frustrated in his count, knows that he's been making contact on his last couple pitches and makes very smart contact on that one, saw an opportunity and hit it just through the 5.5 hole there. Bases loaded now, so very early jam work here with ducks on the pond for Williams.
This one hit well in the air for Malvazio. It's been a bit cold in the RBI department, but this one will be deep enough to score a sacrifice fly. So Coleman scores on the Malvazio sac fly. 1-0 Bethesda very early, and they have got things going finally. It feels like they have been the team to score second very often. Obviously, like when your team comes back, you don't like when they have to do it every night.
Well, you definitely, as a Big Train fan, love to see a start-off hit from your team. That one not a hit, but does bring a run in as a sacrifice from Malvazio. But a big start for the Big Train could be really huge as they do really well in later innings. So if they can get ahead early, it could be one that could get out of hand for the Giants.
Half swing from Foscolo. Play over at third. It's a good one. Well done by the likes of Johnson over there as He's able to extinguish it to Buckles, who makes a great scoop on it. That's Jordan. I apologize. At third is Foscolo. Does move the runners over. That's Casey Carpenter, the third baseman. He homered in last night's contest. Was 2 for 5. And he hits this one well down the line. Going to be extra bases. A runner will score. It's Johnson, tailed by Gonzalez. He'll go to 2. He'll think about 3, but a double brings in 2.
Casey Carpenter rips this one open with a great hit into left field. Exactly where it needs to get down easily in that open spot of grass. Saw open space and hit towards it there for Carpenter. Really did a great job following through on his swing there, and that is a big cushion for the Big Train to start out with 3 runs scored here in the bottom of the first.
While it also scores 2 runs to the total of 18 now for Carpenter, it's the 11th double of the year for the UNC Wilmington product, who came on a bit late, but that is now a league leader. Nobody more doubles than him, as that one gets away. A wild pitch from Williams, and he's unraveling a bit here as Carpenter moves over to third. So 2 outs. It's TJ Gramesty at the plate. He had himself a pretty good day yesterday. He's playing in center, but Gramesty had a walk, a single, and a 1 for 4 ball. 1 for 4 appearance. The 1-0. Well hit into left. It gets down for a base hit, so another runner will score. 4-0 courtesy of the catcher, and things have gotten bad for the Giants early. Big Train making them look small.
Well, it's a nightmare start for the Giants of Gaithersburg. Need to find a way to now, as they've worked through all of the guys that they had on base there and more. Carpenter comes home and scores after he hit a double. Need to find a way to get this out and recalibrate themselves in the next inning.
So, it'll be Parker Corbin. You mentioned the designated hitter tonight. Traditionally a middle infielder, started playing some catcher this season at Maryland. He's since transferred to Akron. Likely play the middle infield there unless spot opens at catcher. That would be more advantageous, you'd have to guess. 0-1. Roddy Williams delivers. It's been a tough start for the All-Star as Gramesty will steal a bag. Pretty easy in there. Stronouts throw well late.
Gramesty having a really good feel for the timing, leads the team in stolen bases there, adds on to his total. Really great awareness from him, when to go and when not to. I think that comes from being a very good catcher, and a catcher is very good at picking off attempts. Those two skills complement each other really well, as that one is hit hard by Parker Corbin.
Into the left field corner and caught. Well played by Cobb, the Jacksonville Dolphin. We'll be right back. 4-0 Bethesda. Off the back of 4 hits. We'll be right back as they will defend their lead in the top of the second. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's Bradley Gagan back on for a second inning of work. They went 3 up, 3 down on their side. The first time Gagan has done that all season. As we've seen a lot of these guys who've got higher pedigree stuff finally finding it down the stretch. No different. We're obviously rooting for Bradley. He's been, funnily enough, better since his brother has transferred in. Curious if Eastern Kentucky plays Norfolk State, where his brother goes, or just committed to. So first pitch missing to the likes of Ryan Stranad, the catcher, out of Seton Hall for Gaithersburg today. Stranad, a Katona, New York native. As he pops this one up, he went to the Garden State to play baseball, as that one's pretty close to us. Gets just beyond the field of play.
Down into the tables for vendors set up today.
Stranad, 22 games this season. A 424 OBP to play with a 400 slug. He's a tough guy to get out.
He's a key member of these Giants squad, not just as well. He's hit it well from the bag as he fouls that one back, but has been key defensively as well. Put lots of tough, gritty shifts in, from the battery, and really puts his body on the line for the game often for these Giants.
Due to continue starting for Seton Hall next year, 21 games last year. Lefty delivers, and that's outside to the Pirate. One of my favorite mascots. One of my favorite logos. I mean, that's a hard logo to beat. It's Pirate-like. As Gagan on the 2-2, a colonel at Eastern Kentucky.
Definitely appreciate the Pirates' mustache in that logo.
2-2's hit on a line into right field. Coleman barely misses it with his glove, and a hit. Stranad is on for the first base runners for Gaithersburg. I almost said Gaith runners.
Well, Stranad there continuing what's pretty regular for him this season, which is getting on base and hitting well, and he does exactly that. As you said, Coleman had to play on it maybe, but would have had to probably make a Superman dive in order to get that one in his glove. Just a little too far.
Kind of close enough where he doesn't have time to make that dive. It's too hard hit from Stranad. You're just not going to react to that in time, so he's got to walk and lunge at it, and he's not able to get there. As the Street, Maryland native Drew Jordan comes in. He's a Frostburg State product. 845 OPS this season, but only through 3 games. He's got 4 hits in it. One of them is a double. 3 runs brought in. He'll try and add on to that tally as one of the new infielders for this Gaithersburg side, as Gagan tries to pick off the man at first.
Gagan staying calm here. Had a really good first inning. Definitely one that he will feel like gets his feet under him in this one, as he's had mostly relieving appearances for the Big Train.
4-0. Big Train lead, as that one is just outside.
Teammates to Gagan, giving him a cushion, giving him permission to have room to work here. Obviously, Gagan himself keeps himself to a high standard and wants to deliver a very good pitching game, which I'm sure we'll see from him tonight.
1-1. Big swing and a miss. He's got a great changeup. Moves quite a bit. Likes to work that in a lot, but his repertoire has been hit pretty well when he is on the mound. He is a sinker baller with a curveball changeup as the other 2 and 3 combos. He's trying to get more action in starts. Hasn't had that case this season, but will next season likely as Eastern Kentucky. This one lined into the kid zone. Will end up landing just beyond and right.
You know, Carson, it's something it's kind of talked about how the 2 pieces of your team work together, the hitting and the pitching side of things. If you hit well, the pitching can go well. As that throw is a little into the dirt on the pickup attempt, Stranad gets over to second base.
Yeah, kind of forces Gonzalez a little bit cattywampus. Off to his left there as gets out of play. Automatically advance the runner to second and put things back together quickly. He'll try to do on the mound. Gagan missing that throw, so an error credited to him, but the Runner now at second. Scoring position for Jordan on the 1-2. Sinker baller Gagan trying to just get him out in a way that doesn't move the runner up because you want to have a free bag to give and make sure he stays at second. 1-2, no double play ball anymore as this one sawed off into left. Foscolo coming in on it. He has to dive. It pops out of the glove. Runner doesn't advance, but a hit. Runners on first and second as Gagan gives some soft contact up, but Jordan put it in the right spot.
Well, one of the only places that would have dropped in order to stay safe there, as Foscolo has most of that left side field covered, but that one just a little too far in, has to make a diving play at it, and it's in his glove, but it doesn't quite stay there, as now there are men on first and second for Gagan.
No outs yet, as it'll bring up Lee Turnipseed. My favorite name in the entire league, definitely first team all name. Might be name MVP for the Clemson, South Carolina native. Did not play his 2026 at Charleston Southern, so a redshirt season accredited. 768 OPS, been pretty good at the tail end of this lineup, a reliable bat. The 0-1 from Gagan. Bit outside, and Gramesty does well to block it. First two hits for the Giants. On in first and second, Stranad and Jordan. Turnipseed trying to add on to that 9 RBI total he's got this season. Now the 1-1 from Gagan. Just in there. It's a great curveball. Outside corner for the lefty, and Turnipseed's a little upset that he didn't swing at it.
Turnipseed looking like he had an opportunity to send that ball into the outfield, but didn't quite recognize it soon enough.
1-2 misses outside. Grimesty picks it up. Thinks about firing over to third, but Stranad at second does not have quite the wheels that are required to get there. Has not even attempted a steal this year. He has done most of his work with a pretty loud bat. 7 of his 23 hits are XPHs, but only a single got him on. Gagan trying to navigate. Turnipseed hits this one into the air, center field. Coleman's trying to track it down, but he can't make it. They try and get the play at second as the runner's held up on the bloop, but they aren't able to get anybody. Another bloop single gets down. Soft contacts for the first 3 batters, but all of them reach as Turnipseed loads the bases in a similar situation we had to earlier as Eli Livingston, the right fielder, will come to the plate.
Well, the unluckiness in the field continues for the pitcher on the mound, Bradley Gagan, as those are 3, as you said, soft contact balls that find their way into spaces to become singles.
First pitch in there for a strike to Livingston, who is a freshman out of Cockeysville, Maryland. The Terrapin was the #1 outfielder in the entire state of Maryland, as he's played 12 games this season to the tune of a 762 OPS against guys far older than him. The 0-1 from Gagan is just a bit outside, quickly into a 1-1 as that sinker can't find the zone. Livingston just an outfielder, but did pitch a 1.61 ERA in 21 innings at St. Paul High School. 400 average there. 1-1, it's just a bit low. Good eye by the lefty Livingston.
That one just gets into the dirt there as Gagan tries to determine what he needs to do here to keep these guys on the bags for the Giants and not across the plate. Up to start with a strikeout.
Big swing and a miss, 2-2. Livingston, 6 hits to the tune of 17 strikeouts. He's walked a lot, but with the guy with strikeout problems, Gagan just needs to keep pounding the zone with his better pitches, like that changeup. And Livingston, a victim of the fastball there, wouldn't be surprised after 2 straight fastballs to see a breaking pitch or maybe a low version of that changeup. We'll see. 2-2. It's a fastball, right side. Coleman collects. He'll go for 2. Back to the second base, but one runner will score as they're only able to get 1 run. And 1 out, excuse me. Livingston, an RBI fielder's choice. He's on at first.
Out earned there for Gagan and the Big Train defense as they do go for the double play there. Not quite in time over to Gonzalez to get the second out, but do get 1 down out of 3 now to try and limit the damage.
So Ryan Stranad scores. Jordan is out at second. Jordan is on now at third. Turnipseed is out at second for the first out of the inning, as Livingston is on at first. First pitch fouled off by Marcus Martin, designated hitting High Point Panther. 241 average this season with a 712 OPS. 13 hits to his name. He's trying to add on to an RBI total and get this game back into relevancy for Gaithersburg. They're sitting in a weird spot tonight. Gaithersburg 8 games back, which is from the Big Train, but they are matching the likes of the Aces down there at 8 games back, both tailing Metro South County for that 4th spot as the runner goes, but they've got him in a pickle. They think about throwing it to third. Coleman pump fakes, runner going down the line. They've committed to that first base runner. They get the second out at the inning at the cost of the second run of the ball game. Marcus Martin will watch as Livingston is out at first, and Jordan scores. Bases are very suddenly clear. Had corners. Now he's got nobody to drive in.
Well, in that situation, obviously, you have to make a decision whether or not to get the guys. You decide whether or not you want to give the run or the out there, and they make the decision for the out, and hopefully it will prove to be the right one as they try and limit the damage here.
Ground ball left side. Johnson scoops. He makes a great play on it. Over to first. There's the third out of the inning. Marcus Martin, the designated hitter, grounds out. Big Train still up 4-2 after Gagan is unable to keep the run tally clean in the second. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. It's a 4-2 lead for Bethesda on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. We will have a guest on the broadcast in the third inning here. It'll be the full third inning. You will not see me until the fourth, folks, as it'll be the likes of Max Walpoff, a former Big Train broadcaster, now a PA announcer for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. He'll have a chance to come and give you some wise words of his time here. Be fun, as 4-2, we'll be getting in some play-by-play. He's a very interesting guy.
Excited for his knowledge on the broadcast later.
Very big baseball fan. I won't reveal anything, but it'll be interesting. Now the 1-0 to the likes of Will Hack. He's the bottom tail of this lineup. Hit very well with runners in scoring position to start the season, but sense a bit cool Been very good in the outfield for the JMU center fielder, but definitely need to get that bat going in a better way if he wants to maintain some time here. The 1-1. Breaking ball high from Williams, who's not at the start he's wanted today. Gave up 4 hits and 4 runs in the first inning. No pitchers giving up a walk yet, so can't say they aren't hitting the zone. It is strikes, but it is the scary kind. 2-1 from Williams. Ground ball right side, and it's through for Hack. You hope that's a breakout for his recent slump. He's a very likable guy, and you're just hoping he finds his way, because he has been very good when he's on this season. A bit of a cooler start when runners weren't on at the beginning of the year, and now it seems that part has fallen off. But in the middle, that sandwiched middle, he was a fantastic hitter. He led this team in RBIs for over a week.
Yeah, we called him an RBI specialist here for a minute, as he really just, every time a player in front of him showed up on the base, he did what he needed to advance them, score him, or just get on himself. So good to see him back and recording a hit in his first at-bat tonight.
He will hope to be the likes of an RBI, brought in by Kieran Coleman, the newest Clarion Golden Eagle, D2 school. He is just committed out of a 2-season stint at Southeast Mississippi Community College. The 0-1 to the middle infielder. That one missed. Hack went, and that one's into the outfield. A stolen base. Smart not to go as it gets out to Anderson, who we have seen has a very good arm. But a stolen base for Hack is the second of the night for the Big Train. And a runner in scoring position on the 0-2 to Coleman, who had a tendency to strike out in college, but hasn't really shown that tendency, except last night he was felled twice, the swing and miss.
Well, Hack there, maybe eyeing TJ Gramercy's stolen base record, saying, hey, maybe that should be me. I want to be the guy for this team. And he's been doing that well. Came up as a courtesy runner from Gagan last night.
Big swing and a miss. Coleman isn't able to find that fastball, and he is down in 3 pitches. So 1 out. Cal Johnson, the switch hitter, committed to Maryland, will have a second go at things. He singled his last time up, has continued a form where he's been tearing up the league. 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a walk last night. Scored once. Williams trying to hang on to a 4-2 deficit and keep it where it is, as that one misses to Johnson.
6th stolen base there for Hack this season.
It's interesting because Hack arguably has about a similar rate. Not having a bad year at all, to be clear. He's got a 4.18 OBP. He's definitely picked it up a little bit as of late. He's been a bit colder, a bit streaky, depending on the game. 2-0, misting in there, on the high end of the zone to Johnson. Hitters count, and you didn't like the high fastball. Thought it was a bit too high, but just nestled in there. Great pitch from Williams. The Ellicott City native, Hack, is at second. Different than Ellicott, which is how you would say it for the Massachusetts city. 2-1, that one does miss very high, and the fastball upstairs is a bad sign for Williams, who's not been in the zone too much tonight, Zach.
No, and he hasn't, and when he has left it over the zone, it's been kind of meatball there, as several players have made a meal of it there, and has already given up 5 hits tonight.
Johnson fouls this one back. So a full count, something I think we've said for him more than anybody else. He will fight down to the very last pitch.
Yeah, I think him and Gonzalez probably the ones getting into the longest at-bats of the season. Both of them draw a lot of contact, and ball goes foul, yes, sometimes, but when it doesn't, it's going to be crushed.
3-2. Wasn't crushed there, but is foul, so that makes sense. He's had a bit of a dry spell in power, but has still been very productive at the plate. Coming into the night, he had himself a OPS at 942 and OBP of 404, and, a calm slug, which is in the top 3 of the league at 538. Very good. 8 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers. 3-2, runner goes as Hack misses high, so we'll have a stolen base as Johnson walks.
First baseman, number 46, Emilio Gonzalez.
So Hack picking up his 7th stolen base there. Picked up his 6th at second. And Emilio Gonzalez, who singled his last time up, will have another opportunity with the runner in scoring position, as he's got one at the corner on his left. All-star this season, Gonzalez trying to break the tie of Team RBI leaders with 25 with the man at first, Johnson.
Those two guys in the top of the lineup trying to battle it out to be the biggest big train this season, but both have been crucial coming up in big moments as Big Train.
This one hit in the air. Just going to go barely foul. Will land right in front of the booth. That one almost got into our producer box. That's the closest it's been, I think.
That probably is the closest ball to actually coming in our open window because we are running cameras out of our broadcast booth. So luckily there that our producer Becca is okay and equipment is all good.
Slight correction. This morning, Cal Johnson had a error overturned from 5 days ago that is now a hit. So he's actually got 26 RBIs, but Gonzalez trying to add on to his total. That one grounded to the left side. That's important because Gonzalez is 4th in the league in RBIs with 25. Johnson with 26. Gonzalez led the league in average RBIs and home runs last year. Johnson is 3rd in the league in that home run category. Malvasio is 1st with 7. On the other side of batting average, Phillips, the first baseman regularly, Cal Johnson will steal, but the first baseman regularly for Gaithersburg, 4th in the league in RBIs. He's been replaced by Buckles. TJ Graham is the 5th in the league in that average category as well.
Gramercy probably the hardest strikeout on this team as the average kind of shows itself for Will.
2-2 is hit very well into center field. Anderson is trailing back on it. Right at the wall. It's going to hit that very fence. Karam, they both jog for it. It'll be the left fielder to come up with it first. Both runners will score. 27 is good enough for 4th on the year. 4th in the league for Emilio Gonzalez on that double.
Well, he had to do one better than Cal Johnson, who just got ahead of him there on this last correction of earlier stats this morning. So I think Gonzalez took that personally as you can take it when you're cheering on your teammate. But he hits one there. It careens into the back fence. Gets a good rebound for the Giants to collect it and keep the damage as light as they can. Gonzalez standing into second base and 2 runs scored there. The lead is now 4, 6-2 Big Train.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest homer, but I stuttered. I was so excited about that. Gonzalez is a guy who's very easy to root for. 3rd year with the Big Train is a very lovely guy. As this one ground ball by Malvasio over to short, Gonzalez will find himself in a pickle. Malvasio will officially reach at first, and they'll get Gonzalez. So the lead runner down for the second out. Fielder's choice to reach for Malvasio.
Good work there from Gonzalez. Doesn't get the satisfaction of rounding the bases by himself, but does the work for his team in order to get at least his teammate on to first there as he makes the pickle a little bit difficult there. But 2 outs now earned from Williams. Gave up more damage already in this game as 6 hits have turned into 6 runs for the Big Train.
First pitch to Ryan Foscolo is a strike. He's got a runner at first in Malvasio. He's 0 for 1 tonight. That Big Train lead now 6-2, re-extending it to 4. 0-1. Ground ball, same place he hit it last time, and another great play over there by Jordan. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Big Train, 2 runs on 2 hits. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as it'll be Max Walpoff to take my job at least for this 3rd inning. Thank you very much, and we'll be back at a 6-2 lead.
A pleasant welcome back to Shirley Povich Field. This is certainly an interesting moment for me. My name is Max Walpoff, and for longtime Big Train fans, yes, I was the voice of the Bethesda Big Train from 2017 to 2018, and we're back for the third inning. Zachary, it's a pleasure to be back in an old booth of mine. You're sitting in my old seat, and I'm sitting in PJ Glasser's old seat, as Bradley Gagan digs in for the first pitch to Dylan Anderson to lead us off in the third, scores 6-0. 6-2, my apologies. His first pitch is just outside the zone for a ball.
Well, Max, it's lovely to have you here today. Big Train royalty in the house for everyone. So we're really glad to have you back and on the broadcast. It's an honor to be alongside you tonight, and we'll have fun for the third inning here tonight.
Ground ball is first base side and dribbling toward the Giants' dugout, as that'll just be strike one. Anderson so far tonight for the Giants, as the Giants already have 2 runs across the board. But Anderson, this is his first time up as we go 8-9-1 to start this third inning.
Anderson playing in center field for the Giants tonight is the bottom of this lineup.
This is another low one from Gagan, as it is 2-1. Nobody on base, nobody out. In a 6-2 ball game, Bethesda early jumper loaded the bases in the first inning, got 4 runs across.
Big Train really hot start from the bats for them as the Giants look to respond, was able to somewhat in the top of the second there with 2 runs as that ball is a little outside.
The 2-1 just misses again off the plate onto the left-handed batter Anderson. Big Train coming into today, they've already got a playoff position as the first overall seed in the North Division. Sorry, old habits die hard. They were in the South for a long time while I was working here, and old habits die hard. Now all the MoCo teams are concentrated in the North. Next pitch is a called strike, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Throw it around the horn. That's first out.
It's a great strikeout there from Gagan, who had a very good first inning there, 3 up, 3 down, and gave up 3 kind of interesting soft contact bloop singles there in the second, but does well to strike out his man Anderson there on his first at bat in this inning.
Miguel Leon, top of the lineup card, second time through, as Gagan 2 earned runs so far on 2 1/3. That was his first strikeout as he throws another low one outside to the right-handed Leon. Still bases empty as the sun starts to set in right center field. It is a gorgeous night here in Bethesda. Once that sun goes down, the temperature is going to drop with it, and it'll be another perfect night in suburban Maryland, as this one is a dribbler through the hole. Third base can't quite get a handle on it. Shortstop able to block it from being anything more than an infield single.
Just gets under Casey Carpenter's glove there, covering from third base. Man behind him, Cal Johnson, making sure to do the cleanup work, but it is a single for the leadoff man, Miguel Leon.
Drew Cobb steps in. He's playing left field tonight for the Giants as Gonzalez holds the runner at first base. Medium-sized lead as the left-handed Gagan has a great view of it. He'll turn and fire home, and is an outside strike. Right at the knees, playing that low part of the zone.
It's a great pitch there from Gagan, as you said, kind of coming back across the zone, ends up far low and away for Cobb, who definitely doesn't want to swing at that one, but does watch it just clip the zone.
Gagan holding, looking for the 0-1, as he again looks at first. Will throw back there, not in time. Relatively safe pick-off move as Gonzalez just hands it back to him.
Leon aware of that one. And
great crowd on hand here in Bethesda, Maryland tonight for yet another late season game in late July. Playoffs are right around the corner for the Big Train, battling for that top spot with the only crop dusters. Throw over to first again is not in time.
It's been fiery matchups this whole season with the Crop Dusters. Since the Crop Dusters joined, as you mentioned, a couple of Montgomery County teams, they play in only there. The Gaithersburg Giants out of Gaithersburg, obviously, and so
old Criswell Automotive Field.
Yes.
I remember it well. We had to broadcast from a bench by the Big Train bench area. That one is inside for a ball, as crowd a little bit going to get on our home plate umpire as Cobb takes a look at ball one.
Maybe a little fortuitous on that one, but Cobb stands in.
Gagan fires, and this one is rocketed to center, but drifting under it is the center fielder for the Big Train to record out number 2 as it falls into the glove of Will Hack.
Will Hack sees that one all the way, keeps the man over at first. 2 outs now for Gagan, who found his rhythm back in this one, doing a good job to help preserve this lead this time for the Big Train, who have gotten off from probably their best hitting start of the season.
Probably the best name in the lineup for the Giants for my money. Charlie Buckles will have to wait for his first pitch, as it's a pickoff attempt at first base. Not in time.
You know, Max, I think I have to disagree with you on that one. There is Lee Turnipseed.
I totally understand that, but Buckles is new to me. I've seen Turnipseed before. Maybe that's recency bias.
Maybe a little recency bias, but it is a great name.
Oh, you'll never find a better sport that has more fun names to say than baseball. First delivery home is outside and low for a ball.
Sweeney Strawberry playing for the DC Grays.
That's an incredible name.
Yeah. Really awesome.
1-0. Runner has increased his lead at first. Gonzalez holding him as Gagan opts to go home. A little high and away. Ball 2. Buckles 0 for 1 so far. Unable to contribute to the initial rally that helped the Giants get runs in the second. He was waiting on the bench cheering on his teammates. 2-0 with 2 outs. Fielders playing him straight up. Gagan fires. Runner goes to second. It's fouled off the front leg. Bethesda catching a bit of a break there as the runner has to go back, and it's just strike 1.
Foul ball does hit his own leg there for Buckles. As you mentioned, the hitting started after him with Strenad, Jordan, and Turnipseed all reaching bases loaded after their 3 singles in the last inning.
So Leone goes back to first. Gagan now has a 2-1 count. Relatively still a hitter's count. Throw over to first is again not in time. Again, Leone has a good view of the left-hander Gagan's pickoff attempts. He's keeping his lead still conservative over at first, as he actually increases it by a quarter of a step now.
Tough one for him to steal as well, as
He's
Gagan
going
is
to
looking
throw
at
over.
him.
Got him picked off at first. Throw down to short, and he is safe. He got in around the tag as Leone makes it to second on the pickoff move.
Well, it's a move there you don't really expect there, as you can see the pitcher is staring him down. A close play at the bag there, as Cal Johnson thinking he got it down in time to get Leon there, but Leon called safe over there at first.
Yeah, certainly close. The ball did beat him to the bag, but you have to get the tag, as timeout called at the plate by the catcher. I'm not 100% sure what that finger in the air was to the pitcher. Was it pitch clock violation?
There is a pitch clock in this league. You
Yeah.
can't see one, but the count stays the same there, so maybe
Yeah,
a balk warning.
I think the timer is kept on the field by the umpires,
Yes.
because I don't see a countdown clock in the outfield, and is it an amazing looping breaking ball cuts into the zone 2-2 and away from the left-handed batter.
Well, Gagan loses the battle on the pickle with Leone now at second, but does a good job of fighting back against Buckles here.
Deuce is wild, 2 outs and a runner at second. Buckles waiting for the delivery. Here's Gagan's throw. Swing and a miss. Had him fooled on the breaking ball as Bethesda strands a runner at second. Incredible work, and we'll be back on the Big Train Broadcast Network coming after this. Can't stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers between innings. Gotta love that music as the Big Train come back to bat. 6-2 they lead at the bottom of the third. My name's Max Walpuff, and Zach, this has been an incredible honor to join you guys, but after these next 3 outs, I will be returning to my seats and taking in the Big Train season from the crowd like I normally do. Strike one is a bit low, as back on the mound is Sean Williams.
Casey Carpenter had a 2 RBI double last time he was up, looking to extend his hot streak now here.
Next pitch is into the left-handed batter's box for a ball, as the sun has thankfully set behind the right field trees here in Montgomery County Regional Park. An incredible jewel of summer baseball here in Bethesda, Maryland. If you haven't been able to make it out to a game, definitely make it a point for the next couple of weeks, as there's only a couple more weeks of home games. Ball is a tad outside, as Williams not thrilled about that, and neither is Sternad behind the plate.
As you mentioned, our regular season ends on the 21st. That's in less than a week here in playoffs. A big time here for the Bethesda Big Train, who are looking to secure their 1-seed spot with a win here.
Outside again from Williams, trying to attack that same outside low corner, and Carpenter is not biting.
Can't guarantee a 1 spot with a win here, but a couple of good wins, including a game away to the 2nd seed Crop Dusters on Friday, will definitely prove for an interesting matchup, as that one is fouled back.
Pop up right field side heading toward the picnic pavilion, and it falls just in front of a guy who was not paying attention.
Well, luckily for him, it doesn't strike him there. Just behind.
Thank goodness it doesn't. No matter how many times there are public safety warnings on PA, no matter how many foul ball warnings you post around, people sometimes just don't pay attention.
That one just drops below Max Ice Cream, as you make a great point there. Sometimes people are a little too wrapped up in what's going on in their own lives.
They're Mr. Krabs. They're too cheap to pay attention. Single into right field, opposite field, inside-out swing, as Carpenter makes it to base for the 2nd time today. A double and a single.
On the easy side of a cycle watch now for Carpenter, he stays hot, as Williams still continuing to struggle in this game. We'll see how long he stays in there. There is a man warming in the pen currently for the Giants, so maybe a shorter start here from Williams, who has not been very successful in limiting the bats. 7 hits already in just 3 innings for the Bethesda Big Train.
Gramesty stands in. Right-handed catcher is already 1 for 1 today, as it's up high, and he'll get a ball. Gramesty checking, as catchers always have an intimate knowledge of the strike zone, as just part of the job description. Runner at first, nobody out. Williams, right-handed pitcher, stares all the way at home and fires. Again, trying to attack that low outside to a right-handed batter. This time it falls for a ball again, as it's Aces Wild, 1-1 to batter wearing the jersey number 1 with a man at first.
We mentioned Gramesty's ability to see the strike zone as a catcher there. He does inside the top 5 of batting average for this league this season.
Foul ball heading to the parking lot first base side. And for anybody curious, I parked in my normal spots with the Bethesda Big Train, which is several hundred feet away from the main gates, because I do not want to have a baseball dent in my windshield.
Absolutely want to avoid a dent in the top of the BMW, right, Max?
It's a Honda, but thank you. I appreciate that you think I drive a more luxurious car. Foul ball again, right field side, and that one falls in front of the batting cages. 1-2, runner stays at first. Infield and outfield playing Gramesty straight up. 7 hits so far for the Big Train, including the single earlier. As Carpenter waits for his next thing to do. 1-2 to Gramesty. Williams sends this one high. Yet to record an out in this inning.
Williams has not been able to retire batters quickly or easily so far. Gramesty.
If I'm not mistaken, the leadoff guy has reached each of the previous 2 innings and now for the Big Train. Ground ball is foul, third base side, bounding toward the Bethesda Big Train bullpen before it comes back into play.
Yeah, Williams has not had a leadoff hit. Has not had a leadoff out yet in this one, so still looking to find his rhythm. He might not last too long here in the heat at Shirley Povich. Humidity causing an issue.
Outside again, it loads the count, 3-2. You think Carpenter's a threat to steal at first? I
a
know
guy
it's a
who-
3-2 with no outs, but always interesting to see. His lead is a bit intermediate.
He's a more conservative base stealer, but he for sure will go. As
He'll go, and
does
it's
there.
outside. It's a walk anyway, so that's a moot point as it puts runners at first and second.
Number 13.
moves on an action pitch there, Carpenter, as he gets over safely to second. No contest as Gramercy behind him is walked.
Catcher is going to walk out and chat with Williams, as curious what the conversation here is between Sternad and Williams. You know, here's a fun fact for you. One time, my family and I, we won an auction to sit in on Mariano Rivera talking about pitching, which, you know, he was a legend. And he was even a legend at the time that we went to this. And somebody asked him, what do you and the catcher talk about on the mound? And his exact words were, anything but the game. Like, one of the best pitchers of all time. One of two unanimous Hall of Famers. His pitch catcher would come out and they would just talk about dinner the night after, the day after, or whatever.
Yeah, we talked with Jack Gagan, one of the catchers for the Big Train this season, and he said, just say whatever, just whatever pops to your head to go visit the pitcher. Some guys don't even want you to talk to them, so you'll maybe say something, but it's not even to them.
Corbin squares to bunt, pitches well outside, so he'll take ball one. Runners first and second, still nobody out here, bottom third. Bethesda trying to pad their 6-2 advantage on yet another incredibly beautiful summer night in Bethesda, Maryland.
Temperature is creeping up there today as it's another heat
Bunts
wave.
down third base side. First base is covered by second base, and it is a close play. He's safe. Bunt single, and the bases are loaded.
Buckles can't believe it over there at first as he was sure that he got the tag down on Corbin's back there. Umpire at first base disagrees, and bases are loaded once again for Williams, who really cannot catch a break in this one.
Yeah, turnip seed covering from second as Buckles was trying to field the bunt. It was instead fielded by the pitcher headed toward third base, who had to cover third in case the throw went there to get the lead runner. But all aboard the track for Will Hack. And no, I didn't plan that. I just came up with that. Nobody out, bases loaded, and there's about 20 different ways you can score a run from this position. Pitches outside for a ball.
Hack here did find his rhythm in his first at-bat, grabbed a single, and so he wants to add on to it now here. Has a chance with bases loaded to do some serious RBI damage.
Next pitch from Williams is low. They'll call it a strike. Around the knees to the right-handed batter.
Corbin with that single, playing DH tonight. Came into this team mostly playing as a catcher. He's played some middle infield since he came back from a laceration injury. We've not seen him back behind the plate yet so far.
1-1 is fouled back. Carpenter at third, Gramercy at second, Corbin at first. As it is 1-2 with no outs. Big Train are attempting to see which of the 20 different ways they can get a runner in. One time the sorts of conversations you have in a baseball press box, we tried to name all of them. It's harder than you might think once you get out of the way of the easy ones. Ball outside, 2-2.
Definitely some interesting scenarios that prove to happen in baseball when things start to get weird, and lots of different ways that Hack could do damage against this Gaithersburg Giants that are already down 4 in the bottom of the third.
Williams probably doesn't want to go full here. It's 2-2, no outs. Here's the throw. Ground ball, shortstop side, handled over to second for one. The throw to first is not in time. Fielder's choice. Shortstop to second as the Big Train get a run across in the bottom of the third. 7-2, they lead.
Well, looking like it might be drawn up for a double play. Hack does his job there as he gets himself a sacrifice RBI there. They make the play at second. Play to first, not quite in time to match it. So runners on the corners, one more scored. Lead is now 5 for the Big Train, who leads 7-2 against the Gaithersburg Giants.
Kieran Colbin, 0 for 1 so far today as he struck out his first time as they turn the lineup card over.
Coleman also plunked his first at-bat here.
Steal attempt at second. Throw is late, and they're going to try to come home with a double steal. He's out. Gramercy went a little late. Second baseman had a good beat on it. Through second, and that is out number 2. Runner does move to second, though.
A little frustrating there for Coleman, who was looking forward to his opportunity to kind of hit the ball anywhere he wanted with a guy on third and second if he reached.
And with only one out prior to that throw.
Exactly.
Now there's only 2 outs, as Williams can limit the damage to 1. Inside, this is an inside-out swing again, looking for the right field foul line. It's well wide, bouncing toward a rowdy group of sleepaway camp Jewish students who are over there on the right field side. They're providing a lot of great atmosphere here, one of the many incredible groups that come out for Big Train games. Group tickets are always available for games, and I'm sure the Big Train would absolutely love to have your group if you're watching or listening.
Really a fun environment here, and we love hosting so many different teams and groups and just people at what's a really fun
runner
baseball
goes, throw to
vibe.
third is late. It bounces off of the runner, gets toward the backstop at third base, and it's going to be a stolen base, likely an error, brings in another run. 8-2 Big Train, bases are empty. So they score 2 of the 3 guys on base.
Is recorded an error there for the Giants. Match the 1 error for the Big Train as well in this one, but there's done a little more damage there as the throw a little awry and lost in the dirt there as Hack is able to get himself all the way home from second base on a double steal. 8-2
So
Big
from
Train.
up 4 to now up 6. 2 outs, bases are empty, so Williams can focus on the batter at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Inside, fisted away, expanded the zone trying to protect. Gets a foul ball and another chance for Coleman.
Coleman here facing a 1-2 count. Looking to add himself to the long list of players tonight for the Big Train that already have recorded a hit.
1-2, 8 hits so far for the Big Train, 4 for the Giants. Up high, swing and a miss on high fastball, strike 3. And that ends the 3rd inning. 2 runs for the Big Train as they load the bases and get 2 in. Well, thanks to Bethesda for allowing me to come back for an inning. I'm Max Walpoff, and Zach, thanks again. Regular broadcast team will be back for the 4th inning right after this.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass again now. I'm back. How was the broadcast with Max?
It was awesome. Really fun to have an old Big Train face here, someone who has known the league and the team for a long time, and loved his expertise on the broadcast. It was a great 3rd inning as we had some more scoring from the Big Train as well. So this game is kind of blown wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. 8-2. So 2 runs, scored since I left. He's kind of got a chance to get it through as Gagan, who's been very good tonight, gives up a pretty hard hit up the middle. Hack trailing back at the wall. It's going to bounce off the very top. Got a chance to get him. Great throw from Hack. It's in there, but not in time. Bounces off the umpire. goes wayward over to the right side, and a double with a error to extend on that hit, as that is a very good throw from Hack, and I don't think Johnson or Coleman were ready to cover that.
Well, I think we probably need to assess the error to the umpire there, as he definitely is mixed up in the midst of that, but the throw a little wayward, as it was a big one from Hack. It gave them the opportunity, as you said, to get the tag out there, but instead gets away from them, and he is over at third. That's a triple for the catcher, Sternad, who already has a single tonight.
Passes 2 big train gloves there, so an E did come up initially. I don't know if they're going to call that a single. So, who knows, really? Yes. We'll get an update on that. Slapshot in the building tonight. The Capitals mascot is here.
So I'll correct myself there. Sternad doubled.
No, I just didn't know.
Advanced to third on an error.
So it's a good start. A runner in scoring position. And the best kind of scoring position is Drew Jordan, who's 1 for 1 tonight, finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Gagan delivers, and a big swing and a miss. Gagan has been on a crash course tonight. Hard to beat that guy right now. He's been dominant other than the second inning as he strikes out another.
Well, the humidity here proving like it was key in the bats heating up for both teams.
Strikeout number 3 for the southpaw Gagan. Didn't miss any of his pitching.
I don't know if we've mentioned on the broadcast yet, but we do have Slapshot, the Capitals mascot.
Bit of a fan in between
Carson
us.
says he just said it.
I did.
I did not hear it.
The pitch hits turnip seed. Apologies. There's a fan between us tonight, because if there is no fan between us, we will unfortunately melt like ice cream. But
That's what I'm going to blame it on.
I mean, it is.
And not that I don't
loud.
listen to my play-by-play broadcaster.
No, you're a very good listener, Zach. But turnip seed's on at first. Corners for Eli Livingston. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a RBI. It was a ground out. Fielder's choice he reached. He hits this one very high into right field. Malvazio trailing back on it at the wall, and that one is absolutely blasted. 8-5, a 3-run shot for Eli Livingston. The Maryland commit just destroyed that.
What a night for hitting, as the humidity means that one is up, and away into the night. Great hit from Livingston as he delivers a big moment. 3 runs scored there to cut the lead in half for the Giants, who are now within 3, 8-5. Big Train still lead.
Rough 2-pitch succession for Gagan as he gives up a hit by pitch, and the next one leaves the yard. Livingston destroyed that thing. Absolutely. I mean, I didn't even see where that landed. It just kind of went through the light pole, and I think it may have gone over.
Into the portion of Shirley Povich where the forest comes to greet the ballpark there in the center of center right field.
One-0. This one in the air, right side. Malvazio as well as Coleman chasing after it into foul territory. Coleman's there. Leaping grab. Bad news bears is Gonzalez. Actually Coleman leapt for it. It didn't hit his glove, and Gonzalez caught it.
They were all standing there like nobody had caught it, but it wasn't out there recorded as Gonzalez catches it in foul territory. 3 guys standing right next to each other. Kind of a funny play there as
The lost screen, but
no one was exactly sure in the audience for a minute who had the ball or if it was bounced out and out of play.
Interesting little tidbit, kind of like that Julio Rodriguez home run robbery, where he pretended he didn't have it, and everyone thought it was a homer, and started trotting the bases, and then he just showed his glove, and it was in the glove. But this one was a pop out to first. Delon Anderson 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. 1-0 from the southpaw Gagan, who was very good up until Livingston saw his second pitch of the ball game.
Gagan has 2 outs now. Already, unfortunately, gave up 3 in this one, but that's runs. But good strike there. Gets him back in the count, 2-1.
Anderson, a Rutgers commit, another young man in this lineup who is just graduated high school less than a few months ago. It is Wednesday, July 15th. He is very young into his college life, but it's gone pretty well so far for Anderson. Pretty good ball player. Big swing. He bounces it through his legs as Anderson this season toting a 392 OPS, which is not where he wants to be. 24 strikeouts. It's definitely gone down. He's made a lot more contact, found a lot more hits as of late, and 11 RBIs has been pretty good with runners in scoring position. 3-2. Payoff pitch missed. So a walk for Anderson. It's his 6th of the year and 50 at-bats.
Not too many walks for him, but does a great job seeing that pitch and being patient on it. Does earn himself a spot over to first base as Gramesty makes a visit to his pitcher Gagan on the mound.
So we'll have a brief chat. Lopez with his starting arm. No fresh call to the bullpen yet. They don't need a new horse. They think likely Gagan can get out of this 4th inning at the very worst. We never really went over, I guess, our picks for tonight. I wanted to start doing that, as well as return to trivia. We should also make a pick for who's going to do well tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and say Eli Livingston's going to hit a home run tonight.
I think he already did.
3-run shot was I think a little bit of a breath the Giants needed. Good segue for me. I love segues. Pretty interesting tool. 8-5 the lead for Bethesda. They will try and ride this one out to the end. But with how good these Gaithersburg bats have been against the big train in some of these games, 8 may not be enough. Hasn't seen any shortage of scoring yet. They've yet to not score in an inning.
Kind of the opposite of a pitcher's duel so far. Pitchers haven't been terrible, just good hitting from both sides.
0-1. Gramesty loses that one. Throw to second, and he's safe. Anderson, a stolen base. It's his first of the game. He's over there at second now, and a runner in better scoring position for the leadoff man, Miguel Leon, who singled last inning. He was stranded, but he did steal a base. A lot of bases being stolen tonight. A grand total between the both squads of 9. 4 for Will Hack as well. 1-1. Lefty delivers, and a big swing and a miss. That changeup works really well.
Leon did see himself on base last time up with a single.
Now the 1-2. Gagan a pitch away from getting out of this thing. Swing and a miss. Leon unable to come together with a fastball there. Good outing from Gagan so far. Unfortunate pitch missed there. 8-5, a 3-run homer from Eli Livingston has given them a shot back into this thing, but an 8-5 lead means that there's more to add on to the bottom of the 4th. So it's the end of the day for Sean Williams. The All-Star goes only 3. 8 hits allowed, 8 runs, 7 of them earned with 2 walks, but 2 strikeouts at least. Not terrible, but it'll be the next man, Landon Castor, the right-handed pitcher, replacing Garrett Smith this season. Castor will face the likes of Cal Johnson for his 3rd plate appearance. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Castor took the number from Garrett Smith, who had some bullpen outings, but ultimately has been season ended as he's got the innings limit. Castor out of Mount Airy, Maryland. He's undecided right now, but a 6'2", 225 righty.
Castor with the tall task here as his team does a good job to bring it within 3 in the last inning. Big shot from Eli Livingston, mentioned 3-run home run.
Yeah, Johnson not the kind of guy you want to see after his last game out. Castor made his debut for the Giants in July. Mayor Senators put 3 runs on him, 2 hits, and a couple walks. 2 strikeouts were earned, but a home run was also given up. Now 1-2 as Johnson fouls that one back towards the netting. 1-2. Skipped in there and nowhere close. Castor spent his last season in Connecticut, a Glenelg High School product as well. Hartford Community College, as he spent his last 2 seasons there. Johnson, a big swing and a miss. He's got his 3rd K of the year.
Now batting for the big train, the first baseman, number 46.
Castor in 15 innings with the Hartford Fighting Owls had himself 17 strikeouts, so pretty high K to innings rate as Emilio Gonzalez will try and tail the last 2 batters who both striking out to different pitchers. Struck out. As Gonzalez is 2 for 2 tonight. He had that single and a double. He double brought in 2 runs and put the lead where it is right now, 8-5. Before last inning, where we had some RBIs go around in terms of an unearned run, as well, I believe. Hack, yes, drove one in as that one's fouled back into the netting. 1-1. You know, these names on this side are just fantastic.
They keep getting better.
Charlie Buckles and Lee Turnipseed in the same lineup. I mean, that's just... Those are 2 guys I can't help but want to succeed because their names are fun.
Incredible, truly.
So 1-2. Gonzalez fouled that one down the line, right side. Buckles tried to get it himself, but did not get it. One, 2. Castor trying to find another K here. Pitch inside, a bit low. He skipped it in there. A 2-2 count for the All-Star. Trying to stay unextinguished, looking for his 3rd of the ballgame. 8-5 lead is the chance to get things going, keep the scoring total streak. As that one, another swing and a miss. Castor, 2 strikeouts early. That fastball is heavy, and nobody's seeming to pick it up just yet.
Castor doing exactly what the Giants need, following up on their momentum from their home run that halved the lead for the big train. Game very much still manageable now as good pitching from the Giants makes this game feel so much closer for them.
Malvazio grounds this one on the left side. Tough play for the shortstop. Did he get it? Yes, he did. A great play by Leon, the freshman. Helps get through an inning for Castor, which is highly efficient. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. They are left scoreless for the first time this frame. Top of the 5th coming up on the Big Train Baseball Network. We haven't seen him in a while, but it's Alan Soler, Sunset, Florida native, in his 5th appearance of the year. This is the only one that hasn't been a start, Zach.
Well, Soler has been pretty good in his 4 games, 12 innings pitched, as you mentioned, all starts. Did give up 9 earned runs and 5 strikeouts, so looking to turn around his ERA. Not terrible, 6.75, but definitely want to get that lower as he returns next year to UCF, where he has not played a game yet.
Alan Soler, teammates with Malvazio over there at UCF. Soler's father, Ale, was a former Met and also played a lot in Cuba. He's one of the most known players in Cuban baseball during his time, had a few good years. His hidden talent is a reverse throw, which I don't really know what that means.
Does that mean he can pitch standing the opposite direction?
That would be a different term. I feel like that'd be a switch pitcher, right? That's the term they use for the athletics prospect, who's not coming to mind, but he does throw with both his right and left hand, which I guess makes Tommy John irrelevant because he can just use the other arm. Lefty, Soler delivers. What they ultimately decided for that rule, which I think is interesting, is if there is a switch pitcher going against a switch hitter, the pitcher will decide before the pitcher will decide before the at bat, and the hitter can decide after. 1-2. Off of the elbow of Drew Cobb, so he will have his way to first on a free pass. Start the 5th inning. And a good one for Cobb there to take one for the team.
Well, Cobb is now, Cobb goes to first. Soler, one of 2 pitchers in tonight that started off their day with a hit by pitch. Williams for the Giants did the exact same thing with Coleman, top of the game.
Pitch missing high to Buckles. So for 2 tonight, Bradley Gagan did a good job against him. Total for his day, 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. It's quite small text on the Presto page as Buckles goes into a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. The Norwegian row is happening somewhere in the stadium for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. The 1-2, I think it was a kids section, kids zone happening.
Some sleepaway camp kids down in the right foul side.
Maybe they just came down a trailblazing trip for them, or maybe they went canoeing.
Or whitewater rafting.
Yeah. Well, when I went canoeing, we yelled row because we knew about the Vikings doing it, or some kind of thing told us that, the Vikings actually didn't do it, they sailed, but that's a whole nother thing.
Do you see that one Norwegian fan?
I did, and that made me angry.
As
somebody who also
refused to participate in the row because it wasn't historically accurate as they sailed.
1-2, historical accuracy or not, this will historically go down as a pop fly into left, and the can of corn is caught by the third baseman, Carpenter. It's been pretty solid all season in that spot, as it's been pretty good to see him, I think, finally blossom as a player. Carpenter getting a lot more extra base hits this season. He had a 2-run double in the first.
It's a good out there from Soler, who doesn't want to let this one get away from him, as his competing reliever for the Giants who came in did a very good job against the big train, held them scoreless for the first time in an inning in this game.
The 0-1 from Soler is in there. It's a great pitch. Soler this season has worked with a pretty tough arsenal to beat. It's a 4-seam sinker, curveball, changeup combo, so you don't really know what kind of fastball is coming, and his sinker has a lot of drop. 0-2 from Soler, and hit well into right field, belted very far down the line. It'll end up foul. The slugger Stranad is a tough one to handle. Gagan gave up 2 hits, a single and a double, to their man manning the battery behind the dish. This one popped backwards towards the booth and will end up foul, of course. The 0-2. That one misses. And he'll have to get back into things here quickly. 1-2 from Soler is missed inside. Throw over to second on the runner stealing. He's not caught. See, that last one is foul tipped, so 1-2 count.
Strike there for Soler, but Cobb earns himself over to second base.
1-2, Cobb, the stolen base, as you mentioned. The 10th bag stolen, and he might steal a few runs here. Chernod at the wall. It is caught. Runner won't get anywhere, and the 0-2. Soler ends up winning the battle with a flyout. As Drew Jordan will try and tail that thing. Thought that one had a chance to leave the park, but they got to the wall with the help of the adverse conditions for pitching tonight with the high humidity. And, I mean, trying to pitch in 100 degrees just isn't awesome. And Soler, who is a Florida native, is trying to sunset this game. He's at a Sunset, Florida. Big swing and a miss from Jordan, who is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout.
Soler maybe a little more used to it than some of the other pitchers. His climate in this time in Florida is even more brutal for playing baseball.
That one missing low. It's a tough look over there. Jordan gets his throw. Watches the throw goes into the outfield from Gramesty, and a run will score on an error. Gramesty threw that one past the third baseman Carpenter, a very low throw as he tried to spin. And another run will score. Well done from the baseman Cobb.
Not the way you want to concede one here, as you have a 3-run cushion, but it's not going to be enough to see out this game if it continues in its current trajectory. Soler had done a good job fighting his way in this inning, and that run there from an error of the catcher.
So a 2-1 count. Hits the same as the runs, 6 for the Giants, 8 for the Big Train. Obviously, hit totals the same, but the errors, 3 for Bethesda. They are letting them back into this thing, it feels like. They'll do their best to hold the line. 3-1, Soler trying to avoid a walk to Drew Jordan. Lefty delivers, hit very well into center. Foscolo chasing it at the wall. It is off the wall. He'll go to second. Throw in from Foscolo, a standing double for the third baseman from Gaithersburg.
Soler looking to find his rhythm after a weird sequence of events means that he is not able to get his third out to end his first inning of pitching here. That one hit hard into the back fence is a double for the man of the Giants.
So another runner in scoring position with 2 outs to Lee Turnipseed. Soler will try and deal with the member of, I think, we should make a first team all-name team. Turnipseed would absolutely start at second.
Absolutely. There's no question.
1-0. That one outside. If we ever get a game that there's more than 15 runs of a lead, you can guarantee we will sit on this broadcast and we will do a little bit less color commentary, but we will be looking for making a first all-name team. Or if we've made the playoffs officially, we will be making the playoffs as a 4 seed at worst officially. We will make a first all-name team and put it on the socials. Hopefully, the Cal Ripken Senior League, who might pick it up, but definitely BT interns. 2-1. Soler delivers outside, and another 3-1 count for the likes of Turnipseed. He is 1 for 1 today, hit by pitch as well. He ended up scoring on that, courtesy of Livingston, who destroyed a ball. (3-1), and that's outside. Soler walked him.
Soler struggling a little bit now with control. Left one over the plate for
Right fielder number 21, Eli Livingston.
Jordan. Walks Lee Turnipseed now here. Just needs one more out to get out of this.
So that brings up the lefty Livingston, who took a ball to Mars his last time up. Trying to replicate that here, as that is a wild pitch. Soler misses way high. And a runner at second and third very quickly as Jordan and Turnipseed advance.
Pressure on the UCF man now for the big train, as he has the tying runs on the bag. Winning run up to the plate now in Livingston.
1-0 from Soler. Lefty delivers. It's a good fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Soler digs in, trying to earn himself a strikeout here.
1-1 and just inside, excuse me. To Livingston. Soler. Good breaking ball, just catches the outside corner. I mean, that slider type curve, I mean, it moves more like a slider. It's got a lot of horizontal break. There's going to be, I think, the key in finding something here for Soler to get out of this inning. 2-2, that one misses high, gets away from Gramesty. Runner from third comes home as it is out of play. So automatically runners will advance, and a now 8-7 lead, both of them coming with 2 outs. Both runs this inning coming with 2 outs on a wild pitch. As Jordan scores and Turnipseed advances.
Well, we might just be seeing a result of some of the fatigue you feel playing a game in this heat. Kind of uncharacteristic for this big train team in recent weeks to give up runs in that sort of fashion, where it's kind of errors unforced there.
Just difficult spot to be in. 3-2, full count, and he missed. So corners as Livingston. A blast last time, but this time he will simply keep the inning going. Ring of fire still burning on this side. 9 stolen bases, now 10. And Gramesty took one pretty hard. He's down for the moment. Kagan is available on the bench.
Already missed the opportunity to play with his brother as Bradley night is done.
We're going to go to injury timeout here. We'll be right back at the Big Train Baseball Network. So welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Gramesty, a very tough catcher. He will take that very hard hit to the head and will be all right. So Livingston drew a walk. It's on now at another member at the corners. It'll be Marcus Martin now, the designated hitter out of High Point, who is 0 for 2 tonight, as Soler tries to escape the serious jam. Southpaw misses inward, and Gramesty is right back where he started. Seems all right. Big save to his left.
Gramesty, as you mentioned, really gritty, a tough player, and not going to go out of a game easily when he knows his team needs him. Staying in this one after being pretty shaken up, but he seems to have shaken it off as a pickoff attempt from Soler to first, not quite in time.
He's a tough guy to keep down. That is for certain. The 1-0 from Soler. Tying run at third. The leading run at first. A game that is 20 minutes from being as long as yesterday's game. And we are only in the 5th inning. The game of baseball is quite a magical thing. That one missed low. All I am hearing, though, is that I'm treated extra baseball today. And you know what, Zach? I think that's what I need today.
Absolutely.
Just what the doctor ordered.
We're always happy when we can get more baseball, more time for us to just keep on talking as well. So I know everyone's happy about that one, too.
3-0. So they're happy to hit the zone there as he's kind of struggled with his control. In the 2025 Florida Preseason Classic, he had a 4 innings appearance as a starter. This is his first time out of the pen, I think, in quite a while. 3-1, and that one in there. Martin knew it, and quickly, Soler's worked his way back. He's got the chance to fight. Three-two, full count. Called strike 3. Left him frozen. Soler able to escape the jam with only 2 runs, all on of wild pitches. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. 8-7, they maintain the lead, a chance to add on in the bottom. The new center fielder, I suppose, Ryan Foscolo, as it is announced. He will move to center and will come off of a 3rd inning and 4th inning, where the Big Train accumulated 2 hits. It's been their 2 lowest scoring innings in the ball game, where only 2 runs have been plated because one of them had 0. Big Train have been very good on the offensive side tonight, but it was a shutdown inning for Landon Castor, who got through that second outing, or their first inning in a second outing, pretty well. He'll have a tough set of bats, though, to face here.
Kester threw 2 strikeouts and got a ground out against Malvasio, and that last one went 3 up, 3 down as he now faces, as you mentioned, Foscolo, who moves over.
2-0. That one outside, a good eye, and a 3-0 count quickly to Foscolo. Efficiency slipping a bit. .30 is in there. Good pitch on the outside corner. It's a fastball. Foscolo today, he is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to the third baseman.
Player of the game last time up against the Giants away at their place, Criswell Automotive, Field.
And that's a walk. Missed, and he'll have himself his first on-base opportunity tonight. The only man actually in this lineup who has not been on base, as Malvasio, the only other player to not totally get on. Technically, he's 0 for 3, but he did reach on a fielder's choice. Carpenter, he has been one of the star sluggers in this lineup. Had a 2 for 2 day, 2 RBIs, and a double plus a single. Righty delivers, and Kester missed high.
Interesting to see how large number of pitches affects the guys from the mound tonight, as it's still rather warm here. Humidity sticking around and making it still uncomfortable atmosphere to play.
Big swing and a miss. Carpenter doesn't walk as much anymore. He's kind of just suddenly decided he wants to be a slugger, and he has decided to instead replace his walks with even more hits, which has kind of actually been the case. His strikeout and out rate has not gone down. It's actually hits on it have gone up since he stopped walking. 1-1 since his last walk, I should say, which has been quite a long time ago. As stolen base for Foscolo. Pretty well easy in there. It's a good throw from Stranad, but a poor reception as Turnipseed can't keep it in the glove.
Well, the base running has been consistent for both teams. Lots of stolen bases and attempts there as forced into some errors to the big train as well.
So that one misses low to Carpenter. 3-1 count very quickly. He might just get that walk.
Little commentator's jinx on him there. As Carpenter faces the 3-1.
Blessing. Commentator's blessing. Because we are hoping for Carpenter to get on, and that he does. I mean, we're not quite homers. We technically are supposed to be, but, you know, we both are a bit more in the neutral thing, neutral section, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for Carpenter to hit that one over the fence. I don't know about you. Add 2 more RBIs into his total tonight for 4. Would be on Psycho Watch with only needing a triple.
The way things are going, he might have 5 more plate appearances, so we'll see. As they'll have a brief mound visit with Kester. You know, I just hope everyone has fun. So, the big train. Very good, obviously, on the offensive side. And a lot of it has been power, as I think you've noted. You were hoping for a home run there. But a lot of it has just been in the walk department. And that's one thing that they have been exceptional at, is finding a way to get on base. It is the moniker of Moneyball, as why do we like a player? It's because he gets on base. You're buying runs, or in this case, signing players for runs, and a walk will get you closer to that marker. But
I don't think when the big train were in a slump of not knowing how to get their players home, not scoring as much, it was because they weren't walking as many of their batters, people swinging in at pitches they really shouldn't be, and have fixed that issue on their hot streak as they won 10 in a row, and then 1-1, lost 1. 1-1, lost 1 in their last 4.
Yeah, their little skid began prior to that last 20 games, where they have been 16 and 4, with a game against the Giants or the Senators, can't quite remember, where they walked 0 times, as that one very far missed inside at the head of Gramesty, who already took one off the head behind the dish today. Very, very big trooper.
He's a guy that is going to put his body on the line for the team and does it night in, night out from the catcher's position. Always going to fight hard, TJ. The opportunity to talk to TJ about his host family, had really great things to say, and said it really made the experience so much better than his last summer with a host family that was so welcoming and so helpful, and it's really created a great environment for him to be able to focus on his baseball this summer. Big shout out to any of the families who have hosted a player this summer. It really means a lot to this organization.
Helps the organization a lot, as Gramesty lays down a bunt. They look to third first, back to first, and Gramesty is caught. So the sacrifice bunt is successful. Runners now over at third and second. However, Parker Corbin now on with those 2 runners in that very position. It'll be very interesting to see, can he drive some in here at a single go right up the middle, a swinging bunt, some would call it.
Corbin finding himself in the DH spot tonight after playing some middle infield. Last games we haven't seen him catch since his injury and his commitment to Akron, formerly a Maryland catcher.
That one's low. One-0 count to Corbin. Total on the day, he is 1 for 2. Runners on second and third. Best inside. Close call for Corbin. Nearly caught that shoulder.
Castor looking to regain his form he found in the first inning of his appearance tonight. Went 3 up, 3 down here. Has not had the same luck.
That one misses inside. A quick 3-0 count. There's a base open, so it won't spell doom immediately for this 8-7 deficit for Castor. (3-0) in there. It's a good fastball on the inside corner. His control's been a bit cattywampus. Not quite on the equal level you're hoping for.
Not really consistent with his movement on each of his pitches.
3-1 foul backwards.
Tell a pitcher's a little uncomfortable if you can kind of notice little changes in their rotation or routine from the mound.
(3-2). Missed inside, and Corbin will be walked. A free pass for the Akron infielder, as Will Hack, who had a rough start to the season, has really maybe come into his own. Maybe his slump has truly broken, and we definitely hope that. He has been a lovely guy to talk to. Only wish the best for the James Madison Duke, who is 1 for 2 today, but an RBI and a single. Got a big chance to blow this game wide open for the second time for the Big Train. 8-7, bases loaded. Just got to make contact with one at the very worst case scenario.
Good opportunity for him to get another RBI. Already has one off a sacrifice earlier tonight. As you said, some stolen bases and some better at-bat appearances, helping him break somewhat of a slump in the beginning of the season.
1-1 for the center fielder. No slump out there in the outfield. He has been great. Web gems galore for the likes of Hack. Hack lays off one up top. Castor still struggling to place something. Hack will be definitely patient. He's a very patient hitter. And again, we talk about a slump for a guy who's got a 400 OBP. It's just the slug that's been down, and that's something that he's been working on. Hits the ball hard. 2-1 outside, and that one's nowhere near the plate. Roddy delivers. He missed. So, another RBI on the day for Will Hack. It'll be the likes of Foscolo who started this inning off with a walk, scored on the walk, 4 walks, and a sacrifice bunt is the total of this inning for Bethesda. And Kieran Coleman will come to the plate. He has only walked twice and now 32 plate appearances this season.
Normally a guy you're going to see make contact. Searching to be able to do that today is had 2 strikeouts in a row in these previous plate appearances.
First inning was hit by a pitch, which was, you mentioned, the other pitcher, apart from Castor to start his day off, or apart from Soler to start his day off with a hit by pitch, was Williams. 1-0 is missed again, and you got to wonder, nobody up in the Gaithersburg pen. Is that because they haven't started or because he's already warm?
Well,
2-0.
as you said that.
Another.
A man up
It's
in
Alex
the pen.
Bergen. And they're definitely going to be stalling some kind of time here. Nearly expired the pitch clock there, calls time. 2-0. He'll have a meeting with his pitcher. No more meetings left as Bergen will try and get loose as fast as possible. He's, for the Giants, seen him, I think, 1 time in a regular season game. Saw him at the first game of the year. That was the exhibition game.
Well, how far have both these teams come since then, and especially the Big Train, who have pretty much a completely different lineup from those starting exhibition games. Lots of players who joined late, proving to be some of the biggest pieces for this team. Cal Johnson, though, been here since the start and has been so important for the Big Train.
Yeah, he had an inside the park home run in that thing, or in the second game of the year, that Yorkville Coconuts game. He's had some triples, definitely have the speed for the inside the park home run. That is not a doubt as the 2-0 misses. And they are quite in a predicament. 1 pitch away from a 10-7 lead for Bethesda, up 9-7. Trying to escape save territory, as they have been great offensively all night. Only 1 frame they haven't scored, and Coleman will draw his 3rd walk of the year. It will be an RBI. So 5 walks in the 5th for Bethesda. Feels like this game may never end, as Bergen, they say he's warmed enough. They'll be very slow to the mound, but it'll be the end of the day as they bring on the newest man out of the pen from Gettysburg. Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's Alex Bergen. The Gettysburg Bullet will have his 7th appearance of the year, Zach.
Bergen, in his previous 6 appearances with the Gaithersburg Giants, has 2 starts in those appearances. 1 won and 1 loss, so he's 1-1 in the season. 18 innings pitched, ERA of 6.5 and a whip of 1.83 with 15 strikeouts on his season. So has done well. Gettysburg College Bullet, as you mentioned, D3 school.
So, right-hander Bergen delivers. First pitch, a strike. He's been pretty good in relief. Comes from a long line of college lineage. One of his parents, his mother, played college soccer, and his other mother actually played college soccer. 0-1. That one a little bit low to Johnson. 1-1. It's kind of not the guy you want to face in your first appearance.
That is not, especially first batter up. Big one for the Big Train. Johnson does have a single tonight, but struck out last time, as he also has a walk on the night.
One, missed inside. Two one to Johnson. Slugger committed to Maryland. He's swinging and missing at that one. Goes off Stranad's thigh. Johnson today is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Also struck out his last time up. So the 2-2. 10-7. Johnson the option to extend this lead if he can find one here. Just misses. Bergen now, tough spot, full count. 1 out. Righty, so Johnson back in that lefty batter's box. 3-2. Missed inside and another RBI and another walk. So 6 walks this inning for Bethesda, 3 of them of the RBI variety. And Corbin will score. Hack will move to third. Coleman to second. Johnson will take his spot at first. Why do we like the Big Train, Zach? Because they get on base.
They do, and they've done that all throughout their winning streak here. This game is important for the Big Train as they need this one. Is big hit from Gonzalez.
Deep into left field, it's foul, but might have gotten down for extra bases had it stayed fair.
Mentioning how important this is in the standings. Take a look at the only crop dusters who don't like being behind these. There's the Big Train, a little bit of a rivalry between the 1 and 2 seeds in the league this year.
The 0-1, righty delivers. Hit very well into right. It's going to get down. Not extra bases, but 1 runner will come home. A second will score as Hack and Coleman are brought in. This lead extended even further. 13-7, Bethesda back on top by the most they have all night. 13-7 by 6.
That is now 4 runs batted in for Emilio Gonzalez. He's catching fire. Saw that Cal Johnson was trying to take the RBI title, at least from the team, away from him, and he decided to answer in a big way tonight. Johnson earns an RBI on that one, and Gonzalez does not want to be left behind. Great 2 RBI single. Put the Big Train up 13-7.
So that is a very good note, I think, to make there. 28 and 29 RBI of the season. That now puts him in second in the entire league. He passes Gaithersburg first baseman on the bench tonight, Austin Phillips, who had 28. So second in the league for RBIs. as Gonzalez has 4 tonight. He's got 29.
Robert Kelly of the Metro South County Braves in the number 1 spot there.
1-1 count to Zach Malvazio. Inside breaking ball gets away. Runner will come from third. Play at the plate. Safe. He got under the tag. Johnson, some handy work. Gonzalez will advance to second. It is 14-7. Enter this one with a lead by 1, and we've doubled their score now, 14-7. That is the 6th run played of this inning.
No answer here from the Giants for the aggressiveness of the big train. Do a great job getting underneath the tag.
2-1. Malvazio a chance to bat around here. Only 1 out, so as long as he doesn't somehow rope Gonzalez into a double play over there at second, they will bat around. 2-1. Swing and a miss, or I think a miss. Stranada also missed that one. Went off his face mask, and he has taken a beating there this inning.
A little bit of rosin for the bat there. Pine tar, maybe. Well, Malvazio, not the man you want to see if you've been having trouble getting guys out. Don't want to leave one over the zone for the home run leader in this Cal Ripken Senior League.
2-2. Outside, another full count, Bergen. ERA at 6. It's towering a little bit more. Full count. 3-2. Hit well into right field, chasing after it. Livingston cannot, or will get there, as he cannot stop Gonzalez to get to third as Leon on the cutoff, caught one off the knee.
Livingston does a great job. That one does stay inside of the park. If it gets down, catches it just on the right side foul line. Big throw into the catcher there to keep the runner at third. Gonzalez advancing on a big hit from Malvazio.
Righty Rain delivers outside to Foscolo. Redshirt freshman out of Kentucky is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. It was the last time he saw this inning. He led it off with a walk. 1-0. Hit backwards. Foul ball and a 1-1 count as Rain desperately tries to get out of this.
Giants saw Foscolo bring 3 runners in against them last time up a little over a week ago over in Gaithersburg.
On the line, foul. Foscolo. One, two. Foul backwards. I'm going to call you out because we're up 14-7. Zach almost just fell out of his chair. I would have caught him. My hand was right there.
It's very kind of you, Cars. The second part, not the first part. Nobody saw that I almost fell out of my chair here in the booth.
1-2. Gaithers were going to be tough to catch. Big train as that one misses outside. 2-2 count.
Crop Dusters have already officially won their game tonight at First Responder Field, WGC Park. Home of the Crop Dusters win 8-2 against Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. It's a divisional day.
That one foul backwards.
Obviously, the big train are playing the Giants of the North Division as well. South Division playing Southern Maryland Senators against the DC Grays. Senators up 4-3. Alexandria Aces down to Metro South County Braves by 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th.
Swing and miss on the 2-2. A dirty slider from Rame is nowhere near the suds of Foscolo. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. 14-7 our lead, a 6-run fifth. This game going forever. A lot of runs. It's Nathan Wines, the Westchester University Rams' newest arm, coming out of the pen. He has been hot as of late, Zach.
Wines spent his last season at Eastern Carolina, formerly a Pirate, now a Golden Ram, as you mentioned. This will be his 8th game played for the Bethesda Big Train, 12.1 innings pitched, an ERA of 10.95, a whip of 3 exactly on the dot. 15 earned runs given up and 8 strikeouts, so Wines will be looking to keep the 7-run lead of the Big Train.
So, Westchester Rams, the runners-up in Division II as they fell to Tampa. Actually, somehow talked about that a few times on this broadcast. Patrick Gosden of the Olney. That one missing. So it looks like Gagan, by the way, is done. Bradley Gagan's been done a while. Gramesty is done. TJ Gramesty out for now. Jack Gagan now in the ball game. Behind the dish as the 1-0 turns to 1-1 against Elon Anderson. Day will end for Soler. He finishes the day with a tough one. Only went 1 inning, but he did allow 2 runs, one of which earned. That one missing the Anderson. 2-2 now.
Wines, an important appearance on the mound for him as he looks to start his new chapter of baseball off right. Obviously not over at his new place of Westchester yet.
2-2 line and left, and it will get it. I am sure that is Foscolo. Foscolo did not end up playing center. They made an announcement that he moved to center, but that did not end up happening.
It's likely a like-for-like switch there with Gagan coming in to replace Gramesty, as you mentioned. Took a hard knock to the helmet face guard earlier today.
He's got ice on his arm, notably. But Gagan will likely take a spot in the lineup as well, as that first pitch is strike after Anderson lines out. Missing low. 1-1 count quickly. outside, and Wines quickly trying to fight back. So his last time out, Wines brought his full season total ERA down to 10.95 and his whip to 3. For reference, those were each triple the number they were previously. He has been very good, as this one hit hard up the middle, collected by the second baseman Coleman. Thrown over to first, and Gonzalez will collect the second out of the inning.
Wines finding soft contact so far, successful in keeping the Giants off the pads so far.
It'll be Drew Cobb. He started the 5th inning with a walk where he ended up scoring. He was one of 2 to score, as Jordan brought in as well. That first pitch missing to Cobb. He's 0 for 2 tonight with that walk.
Plunked his last time up, as mentioned.
Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Wine's a highly touted recruit out of Archbishop Spalding in Maryland, a 6'3", 200-pound righty at that time. He now stands 6'3", 210, so he's gained some muscle. The Glen Burnie, Maryland native, taking his talents to the D2 level, maybe to try and recuperate after a redshirt year at ECU. Maybe he wants some more playing time. He's learned a lot for the Pirates. He'll go to another purple and gold team, as this one's fouled off the leg of Cobb to a 2-2 count.
Little pump fake from the umpire there. Wine's expecting the ball, but on the second throw by the umpire, does get into his glove. Yeah, as mentioned, Wine's definitely wanting to give himself an opportunity to start very hot at Westchester, and these last couple of games he can play for the Big Train will be very important in coming into the off season there in the fall in good form and ready to produce better baseball for him.
We'll have payoff as that one misses. 3-2 count. Cobb has got it full. Ground ball right side, scooped by Gonzalez. The first baseman, a great play on that thing. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. Good job for the Big Train, as third out is unassisted to the position 3. We'll be right back in the Big Train Baseball Network. 14-7 their lead. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. New man on is Jake Planty, the Brown southpaw.
Played in 3 games so far. This is 4th appearance with the Giants. is in possession of a loss already this season. 3.1 innings pitched, 21.6 ERA, 3.3 WHIP, and 4 strikeouts. He comes in with 14 runs already scored for the Big Train. They lead 14-7. 7-run cushion. The Big Train take right now in the bottom of the 6th.
So in 2024, he committed to Brown, played his freshman summer with Gaithersburg as well. He did not play in 2025 with the Brown Bears due to injury. He's a very interesting player. You love to see a guy from the Ivy League, and one of the few in this league.
So I have a question. Is it the Brown Bears or is it the Brown Bears?
I think it's the Brown Bears because I don't think you need any confirmation that they are Brown Bears.
But that was my follow-up question. Is the Brown Bear a brown bear?
Most often, yes, but it's called a grizzly bear.
Well, the brown bear is different than the grizzly bear. Types of bear are brown, black, grizzly, and polar.
I mean, yes, the brown bear is a separate bear than the grizzly. That is true.
But both of them are the color brown.
Yes, and both of them are functionally the same, I believe, other than their pelts are different and the brown bear is a little smaller.
Significantly smaller.
14-7 is the Big Train lead, if you can't tell that already. There's a lot of different types of bears that are brown bears. There are technically no brown, just regular brown bears. As Casey Carpenter hits this one into center, and Anderson slips. It's going to get past him. Carpenter, he'll go to second. He will round, headed to 3, going for a triple. 2-2, he gets down. He is on Psycho Watch officially. If he wasn't there already, a single double, now a triple with a walk for Carpenter. His night gets even better.
Incredible center fielder Anderson makes a dive at it, and it hits, as you said, he slips, hits the ground right in front of him and bounces over him while he's on the ground, gets over into the warning track area, and quick movement by Carpenter gets him all the way over to third.
That's an unfortunate thing to happen while we are talking about. Oh, they're going to rule that an error. He slips in the outfield. It gets ruled an error. That's tough. I don't think that will stand as it is. I think the individuals in the booth tonight doing scoring will definitely get a word from Carpenter. It will officially be scored as a triple, actually. So we'll see how that fares. But for Carpenter, he is on Psycho Watch, a home run away, which is funny because you mentioned it when he walked last inning. Said you were rooting for a home run here because maybe then he'd be on Psycho Watch. And that would have completed it as he homered last time. He homered last night. So 2-0. Hit well into left field. Gagan got a lot of that ball in his first plate appearance, and the two center fielders run into each other. Comedy of errors, unfortunately, for Gaithersburg, as it has just been out of their control. Like, almost a script. They run into each other as both of them try and stop, but slip.
The designated hitter, number 13, Parker Corbin.
Two peculiar plays there in center field as one hops over Anderson on a slip from him that resulted in Carpenter getting over to third. Jack Gagan hits one in the meetup spot between the two fielders, and a collision means that the ball gets down and Gagan standing over at second.
Why not? It's an RBI double officially for Gagan, who scores Carpenter on that one. All right. 15-7, there is bubbles flying into our booth. I don't even know from where. It's just one of those nights. I think they are just short of being in front of the camera. That's why I mentioned it. I don't think it did get in front of the camera. 1-0, 15-7. Now with Gagan on second. Corbin, the designated hitter, with a runner on as this one's hit hard into left. Mercy rule is 12 after 7 or 8.
So the bubbles in the ballpark made me think of a West Ham London club playing the English Premier League soccer team. They have an anthem that they play before the game called "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles," and bubbles are surrounding the stadium before every home game there for West Ham.
You lost me for a second, then you got me. 2-2. 15-7. Triple-double. Big Train will go for the cycle this inning themselves. As that one outside. What was a debate made to me? Oh, these are now in front of the camera. You can see them. Those are the bubbles we were talking about.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Just whimsical tonight. I think it's going to continue. We'll let you know if they stop. 3-2, and that one is a walk. So Corbin, good night for him. 2 walks in a row as he now takes the open base at first.
Will Hack.
Man on the mound struggling to find the zone. Plainty not in a great spot with his control. He's been leaving it over the middle, or he's been leaving it very far outside.
Will Hack, who had an RBI in his last 2 plate appearances on a sacrifice and a walk.
Very quickly finish my thing on brown bears if you care. There is no such thing as a brown bear. There is different types of brown bears, such as the American, Eurasian, and Himalayan brown bear. Anyway, 0-1. I figured talking about it more might help us because last time we talked about it, there was a triple. Hack 1 for 2 tonight. 2 RBIs on an RBI walk and RBI fielder's choice. There is, however, the typical bear, I suppose. 1-1. We're done talking about this. We are in 15-8 territory and trying to keep things on the field tonight for me. I love talking about any fun information that people want to know, but Hack tees off, but it's foul.
The last thing I'll say about bears is that my favorite is the sloth bear.
Mine's the Chicago. 1-2.
Boo.
I am a Chicago native. Zach here with me in the booth. Carson, Cass, Zach Lewis. Last time I introduced myself, forgot to introduce Zach Lewis. I just said a question, which somebody called me out on my phone. 1-2 for the lefty Plainty. Not the best start, as that one misses inside to Hack.
We did have a guest here on the broadcast, a former broadcaster for the Big Train in the 2017-18 season. It's fun to have his long-term expertise alongside me for the 3rd inning.
Yeah, a long time ago. Different era in Big Train baseball. They were still winning as line drive into left. Hack has himself another hit. Runners will advance 1 base, and another good piece of hitting. Big Train have a single, double, triple, a walk. This inning, Hack, 2nd hit of the night, as he takes a fastball very turn up the left side.
Loads up the bases now. The Big Train in quite good territory as they have an 8-run cushion here so far.
That one in there to Coleman. He's the leadoff man tonight. Coming in with bases loaded, nobody gone. He's got a good chance to add on to what's already been a good season, or he's proved himself enough to join Clarion, the Golden Eagles, as of late. 0-1. Big Hack. Actually, he's at first. Big swing and a miss. Oh, come on. That was pretty good.
It took me a second. The heat slowed me down.
Will Hack just singled.
I thought of Will Hack's name, and I was like, yep, he's not up right now, so there's no funny pun to make.
0-2. He misses low.
Maybe a little bit of what my cousin, good friend, and roommate would say, an easy-to-reach jokes. Low-hanging fruit.
You know, I like fruit anyway. 1-2. Foul tip, strikeout. Coleman Goes down for the third time today on the punch.
Number 9, Cal Johnson.
Really good fastball from Plainty to try and fight back there.
Yeah, it's a good job by Plainty, who obviously gets himself in a difficult situation now. The Giants really struggling to find outs, and that's a good one. You get a strikeout. Obviously, base is still loaded and still potential to do a lot of damage. And with the man Cal Johnson to worry about now.
First pitch outside to Johnson.
Johnson proved tonight that with his hitting, he could be patient and work the pitcher as well. 2 walks, one of them bringing in a run to go along with his single tonight.
Recap of this inning, a triple-double walk, single, and strikeout as Cal Johnson pops one back towards us. Pretty far in the pavilion as that one gets out. You know? Give you some time to think about it. But bases loaded situation. Johnson a lot of time to think between pitches. 1-1 misses low. He's the kind of guy that's very calm. How scared do you think you would be if you were bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 count, World Series, down by 1?
Oh, I'm terrified.
Horrified?
Probably mostly because I don't know how well I bet on myself.
3-2.
I'm swinging, though.
2-1. Cal Johnson is swinging into right. It'll be enough to attempt a steal from third. Sacrifice fly on the books. Yes, he's safe. Gagan in there. Lead now 16-7. Another RBI on the day for Cal Johnson. That is his second.
Well, Johnson not quite enough on that one to take it out of the park on the right side. It a little too far into the sky, and it does bring a run in for the big train. Now up 11.
A man with 4 stakes tonight. Gonzalez will try and keep things hot. Can't get this guy anywhere off the griddle. All he does is produce. First pitch in there. Good breaking ball from Plainty as he's got 2 outs in his last 2 batters. Maybe finally finding a rhythm for the Brown University pitcher. Gonzalez out of Nova Southeastern is the reigning 2025 most outstanding hitter as 0-1. Gonzalez will watch one go by.
Interesting to see who earns that moniker in this season. A couple of big train players will definitely be in conversation. Gonzalez, once again, probably in that talks, as well as Cal Johnson and the home run leader, Zach Malvazio. But Robert Kelly of the South County Braves, also a really great player there.
First pitch missing low. Another 2 missed inside. 1-2-1 as Gonzalez, a little soft ground to the right side. Tough play for the second baseman. He can't get there, and a mistake from Turnipseed. An error will score another run, so no RBIs for Gonzalez. He'll reach on an E4 into first.
Excuse me, I called it an 11-run lead earlier. It was a 9-run lead that is now 10. I misspoke earlier. 17-7.
This one fouled back towards us.
Clears the broadcast booth.
The reason you said 9 last time is because before that pitch, nobody had scored. And then somebody scored on the next pitch, Zach. You are.
No, I said 11.
Oh.
It wasn't that.
Oh, I
promise.
see. I see. 17-7. Mercy rules 12. We may get there with Zach Malvazio, who's got 2 runners on. I know that is after 7. We are bottom 6 right now. So 1-1. Lefty Plainty delivers. Malvazio hit well into the right side. It's going to get down for extra bases. He will round. 1 runner will score his hack. Gonzalez, he will stop at third. 18-7. Another RBI as, wow, we have almost batted around. Another huge inning here, 3, approaching that marker. As they're just going to let Plain T ride this one out, I think.
Now batting for the big train.
Well, Will Hack put his hands on his head when he saw that Gonzalez stayed at third. Wanted to see his guy go and try and make the big play at the home plate, but Gonzalez maybe doing the smarter thing and just staying put for now.
Plain T will miss high.
With a note.
Foscolo hits one into left. Going to be a tough play. He gets there. So 11 the lead as Foscolo destroyed a ball, but a well-played thing by Cobb.
Off of one error and
So another situation where they bat around here in the 6th, but can't get to the extra batter in Carpenter as the line out ends the inning. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network, 18-7.
that means return of big train domination.
Charlie Buckles will have the 7th in the plate. On the plate. Lefty is 0 for 3 tonight after a pretty hot start to the year. He's hitting .333. Has not gotten too much there, and a very interesting stance for Buckles. Kind of slow pickup of the bat, as it is a disgusting slider from Wines. Just nowhere near the zone and had Buckles fooled.
Yeah, really good moving pitch there from Wines. That one ends up in the dirt, but with a swing.
0-1. Big swing and a miss on the fastball. He's fooled twice. Wines playing magician out there.
Buckles swings at a fastball on his belt. Now down on the count, 0-2.
You know, how fun is it this season for Nathan Wines to finally get back into things? 0-2. He's finally found his groove.
How much do you think,
downwards.
as that ball was fouled back, excuse me, that newfound confidence on the mound is a result of having found your place to play next season? You know where your feet, you kind of have your feet under you a little bit, and that confidence can really translate to your game.
Yeah, you know you're going to do a good program in Westchester. The Golden Rams will be happy to have a guy like Wines, former top prospect at a high school. 0-2. Just missed inside, and you know what? It's a pretty fitting name for a guy who's gotten better as the season got on, Wines. Only gets better with age, and 1-2. Up 18-7. He's still dealing. Big curveball. This is pretty far outside.
Doesn't quite come back down enough there for Wines. He looks to get his first batter out on his second inning of work here.
2-2, Buckles survives. He reaches out for a fastball that he got a very teensy piece of.
If he took a break in the middle, Jack Gagan is now in the catching spot for TJ Gramesty, who came up a little worse for wear after a play at the plate.
Boy, did Gagan do a lot with that new spot in the lineup. He destroyed a double in the 6th.
Buckle stays alive again there for the Giants. Their newest addition, as he just joined them.
2-2. Just outside. It's a good pitch again, but the very disciplined bat so far this season of Buckles. It's been not so much tonight, but is able to evade an outside curveball. So now 3-2 for Wines. Got him with a fastball. Blew it by him. Wave and a miss for Buckles, who strikes out the second time tonight. And the strikeout whistle from the Yankees plays in the stadium.
Had to wait a second for it, but Wines unlatches that one on Buckle. Sits him down.
Yeah, just uncorked a fastball there and nowhere near the bat of Buckles. I've been pretty good tonight with these puns.
I'll go toe for toe.
1-0. Ryan Stranad, he is 2 for 3 tonight. A double single. And up in the 7th, he'll try and get things going for his squad down a lot to a little.
In numerical terms, 11.
2-0. Pretty good hit into left field. It's going to get down. Maybe extra bases. Stranad will try and round as he gets under the glove of Foscolo. He's got a pretty good arm. It'll stop him at 2. So a stand-up double for Stranad. Things going here as Wines gives up his first hit of the ball game after retiring 4 in a row.
Stranad doing a good job not giving up on his team as they're down big, but every at-bat is important, and he knows that he's here to get better and to win, and you only do that by giving your all every time you're in the box.
So, chance to try and get closer. Down 18-7, a runner in scoring position for Drew Jordan, who has also had a great night tonight. Same markers before that hit for Stranad that Jordan has right now. 2 for 3 with, a double. I have sustained the hiccup somehow. 1-0 in there. It's a good strike on the low portion of the plate. That pitch in there on the 1-1. Interns having some fun down there. Don't really know what's going on, to be honest, but they are cheering. Which, up 18-7, I think they just want this ball game to even be more fun. I think for everybody, sometimes you get a little bored when your team's up big or down big, and that's what we're here in the booth to try and, entertain you some. 2-2, that one misses high. We talked about brown bears and a triple happened, so maybe we're like magicians. Wines has been pretty magical tonight. 2-2 and just outside. He's had a very good fastball that has been not made contact with. Comes that 3-2. Full count. Righty delivers. That fastball hit very well into right, and it is foul into the bullpen.
Takes a big enough bounce there to take it up and out of the bullpen. Nobody warming the Giants as they look to probably ride Planty out for a little longer.
Full count. High fastball for Wines, and on the second dance full, he allows a walk. So some traffic here as Jordan is on. Lee Turnipseed trying to make up for that error, which cost them another 2 runs. It ended up being on now.
Wines mulls over that last walk as he opportunity there. Bunt goes foul.
0-1. Turnipseed can't put the bunt fair. Homer having some fun down there with the Gaithersburg dugout, taunting them a little bit.
That's what a mascot's for, is it not?
San Diego Chicken was great at that. 0-1, and this one hitting the air. Infield pop-up. Carpenter has got it, and that is the second out of the inning. I mean, if you were curious about where mascots started in the big leagues, the San Diego Chicken is a great example. I think the first ever mascot to be ejected more than once. Definitely was rowdy and definitely pushed the rules of what mascots were allowed to do. Not really talking about the 80s tonight. They aren't pretty relevant, at least. It's not too close to that era, as the first pitch is taken foul by Eli Livingston, already homered in this ball game. That was a much closer story in the 4th. Now in the 7th, he cut down to 3. He will have to try and hit a 11-run home run. Not too easy. 0-1. It's a hard ground ball foul. Again, down the right field line. He's a bit upset.
Well, if you're a team in this kind of situation, you know that the only way back is opposite of what you mentioned, 1 run at a time. You just gotta piece things together, and obviously you can't win it with 1 hit of your bat, so you gotta just be consistent. Try and claw your way back in it.
Yeah, that was the point I was kind of at least trying to make, in that it's going to be a long road. Not impossible. We've seen it happen in this league where a team has scored 18 runs in succession, because it has happened against the Big Train in 2 innings. Big swing there on the 1-2. He fouled it off. Southern Maryland Senators decided that they were tired of being down 9-0 to the Big Train a couple weeks ago, and quite literally won the game 18-9, and it was 9-0 in the 4th. By the 6th, that game had completely flipped on its head. You love those stories in baseball. 1-2. Missed inside, and pass ball. Gramesty can't get the fastball, and runners will advance to 2nd and 3rd, Stranad and Jordan.
This out becomes a little more important for Wines, who knows now he has a plate to watch. His man is now on 3rd for the Giants.
This one hit foul backwards. I think one of those comebacks was down 10. I remember this one very well. Not because I saw it, but it is, I guess, relevant to the 80s. We talked about it earlier. Pirates broadcaster Jim Rooker said when the Pirates went up 11-0 or 10-0 in the first inning, he would walk home from Philadelphia if they lost the game. And lo and behold, Giants won't be doing that just yet, as the Phillies did come back in that game. Still a long road for the Giants, 18-7, 2 runners stranded, as another strikeout for Wines. Livingston can't find anything on the Big Train Baseball Network. Will try and likely hope to end it in the bottom of the 7th, go up 1 more run.
The third baseman,
So,
number
we'll go back to my story as Plainty comes back in the bottom of the seventh. I think this is one of the best baseball stories of all time. Jim Rooker has to walk back, he says, if they lose to the Philadelphia Phillies in, I think he says this in the first inning. They end up losing 15-11. It was an absurd day. Barry Bonds still on the Pirates at that time, but the Phillies get 2 home runs from Steve Jeltz. And if you are unaware of Steve Jeltz, I hope some fans at home who are watching know of Steve Jeltz. This one hit in the air. A pop fly off the bat of Carpenter. Stronach is struggling to get there. He gets there. In the first inning, he struggled with one, but he gets that one.
Now batting for
First
the
out.
Train, the catcher, number 19, Jack
However,
Gagan.
Jeltz, a Paris, France-born second base and shortstop member, was one of, statistically, I think the worst hitters in baseball history. Jeltz, for the longest time, he had no pop. He did not find any way to get on. He had a career OPS of 61 and over 1,700 at-bats, 300 hits in those 1,700 at-bats. His glove was good enough to keep him to a negative .3 career WAR. But the craziest part is Steve Jeltz did not have power. He is one of the weirdest players in history, in my opinion, one of the most interesting players. He's also in the middle of his career suddenly started switch hitting. After 26 years old, he gets and decides to start switch hitting. It's completely absurd to me. But also, Steve Jeltz hits 2 home runs in this game. A statistical improbability so absurd that there's an SB Nation video on it, or a Secret Base, I think is the YouTube. I highly recommend you watch the documentary on this game. He has hit 5 home runs in his career. 2 of those come in that game. The Pirates found themselves up 10-0 after the first, courtesy of Barry Bonds and the Pirates. But one of my favorite baseball stories ever, and something that I highly recommend. If you are a big sports fan, Secret Base has a lot of good stuff. But in all sports, soccer, American or European, World Cup going on right now, baseball, as we are watching, and every other sport, it feels like. The 1-2 to Jack Gagan. Brother pitched earlier as the 1-2 misses. Carson Gass with Zach Lewis. 18-7. 19, the magic number, would end this game.
Looking to walk it off here. Opportunity for a run rule. Big Train with 1 out already. That one is high to the catcher, Gagan, who had a double already tonight.
Full count. To Gagan. Lefty Plainty delivers, and Gagan, hard ground ball over to short. Collected by Leon. Play to first is made. Routine. And they have a second out here in the 7th.
The designated hitter, number 13, Parker Corbin.
One swing could end this ball game. He gets out. It goes to at least the bottom of the 8th. Until the Big Train can score another run.
Parker Corbin looking to be everyone's hero here on the Big Train side, as it's a hot night that ended very well for the Big Train so far.
First pitch missing to Corbin. Pretty disciplined his last 2 plate appearances. He walked twice.
First 2 pitches to Parker Corbin missed there. Planty gets behind in this count.
Two-0. Lefty delivers, and it is in there. Just a bit low, though. So, it'll be the likes of Plainty probably to hold out the rest of this game. Corbin well hit into center field. Going to be a tough play on it, at least down for extra bases. Corbin will round. He'll have himself a standing double. Well earned for Maryland.
The center fielder,
Formerly catcher.
Will Hack.
He's committed to Akron recently, and they are very fond of his selectiveness and very fond of his power.
Parker Corbin going to be a very good player for Akron next season. They definitely do get a good one who has very good skills from both the catcher's mound and the inside of the infield, as well as
looks like they have someone up in the pen. Alex Angelides, St. Peter's Peacock formerly in his redshirt junior year. He is transferring as that first pitch missing to Hack. Game-ending run over at second. Hack could be the hero for his teammates tonight on a hot summer day. Well, evening. Now turned quite late. 1-0. Hit into center. Anderson a long run, and he will get there for the third out of the inning. Extinguishing that one is Hack as they fly this one out to center. We'll be right back. 18-7 it remains on the Big Train Baseball Network. So Jordan Capuano will come on. The Youngstown State Penguin, coolest logo in all of sports, I would say, all college sports at least, comes on for his 8th time, Zach.
7.2 innings pitched so far with the Big Train. ERA of 21.13, whip 3.65, 9 strikeouts and 18 earned runs with the Big Train so far, as he has quite the cushion to work with, but the Big Train team looking to run rule the Giants of Gaithersburg. They're just one away from it right now as they lead by 11, 18-7 in the top of the 8th right now in Shirley Povich.
18-7 you mentioned. Zach, who do you think is your favorite odd player that people may not know? They can go look up today and they can go find and go on a rabbit hole about this guy's career.
A guy, you know, I mentioned him the other day, not on broadcast, but around these parts of Shirley Povich. It's Marcin Gortat.
Mentioned him, yeah, very recently.
Love Marcin Gortat, former Washington Wizard. Owned a giraffe.
He did do that.
Actually had a career where he pioneered a new form of setting screens, sealing off the guy kind of off ball, creating a whole new form of basketball for the NBA that actually revolutionized, but not many people know the name.
Yeah, I mean, Gortat was a fairly underrated player, I remember, in his time. There was a lot of conversation about should this guy get an extension when he was leaving the Wizards, and when he was on the Celtics, there was a lot of, I remember, belief, and as well as the Suns, that, yeah, this guy's our best center. And, like, our offense clearly generates more when he's on the court, even though he was maybe not as flashy. Quite interesting. That's a good, I think, a good basketball call.
You got a player, Carson?
If you're looking for perseverance stories, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a very interesting one I won't get into on the broadcast. 18-7. Hard hit into right. It's going to get down, and going to be a pretty good hit to start things off against Capuano for Marcus Martin in the 8th. But
Now batting for the Giants.
Helaire, a pretty cool running back who battled through adversity to make a career on the Chiefs and Saints, although short. Pretty cool. Trying to think some other guys. I've got a lot I've got a lot of very niche players that maybe aren't as interesting to other people. Go full dive on Steve Jeltz. I already mentioned him earlier, but that is a fun name, as the 1-0 misses to Delon Anderson, excuse me. Anderson, a Rutgers commit. Rutgers had Barry Bonds, I believe, nephew or son drafted. Believe it was his nephew, yes. Peyton Bonds played some time at Campbell, was a Camel. Yes, the Campbell Camels, also a fun team, but ended up with Rutgers, like Delon Anderson did, and ended up getting drafted by the Giants. He's already worn the black and orange, and Campbell, he'll get hopefully the chance to do so in the future for the Giants. Also a power hitter like his dad. 2-1 to Anderson. He will join a pretty interesting class. And Rutgers is a big swing and a miss there. 2-2. Foul ball. Excuse me. Anderson joined a class that includes Sweeney Strawberry, the grandson of Darryl Strawberry on the DC Grays, actually. They are fighting for 7 and 8 with Silver Spring Tacoma. They will make the playoffs, but will have the hardest path to the championship. Both those teams really do have a core of players that can make an upset. I don't think maybe they can go all the way, but the Grays, if I had to choose one of the two, would definitely have some serious bats that when they get hot are nightmarish to deal with. But when they're cold, they're cold. Had a pretty good run in late June. 3-2 now to Anderson. Full count from Capuano is missed. So another base runner as the walk moves Anderson over to first in the top of the 8th.
Capuano not successful in getting either of his first two batters out here. Shirley Povich. Big train. Up big. Top of the 8th. Giants not willing to go away just yet. Staying visible.
Missing high. I think one that actually I find pretty interesting is Zach Greinke as well. Guy definitely struggling with some anxiety in his early careers. Made a, I think, Hall of Fame career out of it. Carlos Delgado is not a Hall of Famer, something that I did not know. Strike in there. It's the first pitch to Miguel Leon. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the third and had a stolen base. A lot of stolen bases tonight. Base paths have not been safe remotely. Ground ball up the middle. Double play ball for Coleman. Tosses over to Johnson. Back to first. They're able to get one, but not the second. So a fielder's choice, a singular out. As Leon will reach. But a grand total tonight on both sides of 11 stolen bases. Ratty delivers. Capuano will watch one go up the middle. Another double play ball. This one hit a bit harder. Coleman Johnson, and the actual same result. So two runners will score, or a runner will score, excuse me. 18-8. Now the ball game as they can't get him at first. Another fielder's choice. And this one an RBI for Drew Kopp as Charlie Buckles will come here in the 8th inning.
Well, Kel Johnson really thought he had got that play down, was headed back to the big train dugout when umpire disagreed with him, so Giants still alive for now.
Buckles decimated that thing, but it went foul. You know, I have a pet peeve with American soccer teams that call themselves United, because you have to normally be two clubs turning into one for that to be a thing. Another team got unveiled in the USL today. That was OKC United, and it's the first time I've never been mad because that is a beautiful logo. And
It's great. It's also funny when they name themselves football clubs here in America.
yeah, I think soccer club always works better because it's unique. It's also just how you say it around here. I don't know. It's interesting. I actually quite like them having two types. And sometimes it's football club, sometimes it's soccer club. 0-2. Playing neither football or soccer tonight. Big Train have been very good at baseball. 18-8 the lead as a half swing from Buckles. A knee buckler. He half swings and he can't get there. Good strikeout from Capuano in the top of the 8th. We'll be right back at the bottom of the 8th. 18-8. A runner plated on Drew Cobb's fielder's choice. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Pitcher on now is Alex Angelides, the right-hander out of St. Peter's, the Peacocks. One of the better logos in college. Got to be honest about that.
You know, I don't know how much I realized before this summer and we're looking at all these schools' logos day in, day out for all these players, and there's just some really cool logos across sports. Sometimes you get used to the big names. If you're covering D1 athletics, especially the top of it, you see the same logos over and over again, but so many fun logos within small D1 schools and JUCO programs as well as D2 schools.
So, Angelides, a very violent throwing motion. We've seen him a few times. Frederick, Maryland native. This one fouled back off of Coleman's bat. One count for Angelides. Friday delivers to Coleman outside. So 2-1 count. Big Train need 2 runs to force an end to this game. They'll be after that. Players always like to be rewarded with an inning off when they play well. It's kind of like oh, we beat you so bad, we didn't have to play the 9th inning. So, sense of pride for these Big Train they're after now, as 18-8 hit tally is quite different. It is the walks that have really done the serious damage tonight. Missing outside, 3-2, a full count. Angelides, not too common. You see a pitcher at 5'8", 160. But the undecided junior has had an all right season so far. 7 appearances. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. 7 appearances. 2 starts and 15 innings pitched with a 5.17 ERA as the 3-2 was fought off by Coleman. Story how I mentioned earlier was the walks, as it's been 9 for Bethesda and just 5 for Gaithersburg, as a lot of their hits have been extra base hits. So 4th strikeout of the day there as Coleman watches one go by.
Now batting for the big train, the shortstop, number 9.
Coleman not having the night he would want. One of the only big train players tonight that doesn't have a hit recorded. Does have an RBI though off a walk that he drew, so not his best night, but his teammates following up, starting with Cal Johnson, will look to do the damage to end this one early.
Ground ball right side, collected by the second baseman Turnipseed, and he plants that one to first for the second out of the inning. Not the game. If it was 18-8 and there was only one out, I would be very lost.
Emilio Gonzalez up to the plate now for the big train. Looking like we'll take a top of the 9th. In this one at least, the Giants will have one more chance to make this deficit look a little better. First pitch to Gonzalez is a little low. He faces 1-0 now. Gonzalez has been very good tonight. Has 4 RBI.
1-0. Ratty Angelides delivers and misses a little bit inside. This one in the air to left field. Gonzalez, pretty well struck fly ball, but won't get out of the park. So 2-0, 2 outs. Turns into a fly out as they go 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Giants here. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass with Zach Lou. It's the top of the 9th, an 18-8 ball game. We're talking a lot about baseball, a lot of not about baseball, admittedly, but it's been a fun night for Bethesda. They have had some loud bats, which have gone silent in the last 2 frames, but it's been a good night overall. Pitching not where they want it to be. It was a tough first few innings, but 18 runs from the offense has really boosted them up. 9 hits for Gaithersburg. 14 for Bethesda. The big difference as well has been extra base hits, plus walks, plus the amount of stolen bases being 7 from Bethesda.
A lot of different contributions lacrosse. Big Train is. They've made this one one to forget for the Giants quickly as they look to find a new mantra going into the next game and look to bounce back as they still have plenty of games to go and fixing their seed. It's a great pitch in there from Capuano.
Capuano has tailed a pretty tough ball game for the Giants. They're able to get a run off of him in the top of the 8th. More bubbles. Not really sure why it's happening anymore, but it is happening. I'm all for fun. That one missing low. Two grounded foul. If you have missed it, we talked about a lot of things today. We talked about Steve Jeltz and the Pittsburgh Pirates commentator who had to walk all the way home after saying, if the Pirates lose this game, I'll walk back to Pittsburgh in Philly. Talked about Barry Bonds. 2-2 off the head. Capuano misses inside on Ryan Stranad. And the inning will start off with a hit by pitch. So now a runner on as the third baseman Drew Jordan comes to the plate. He is 2 for 3 tonight with a walk and a double. Rube Waddle is a guy I like talking about. I'm going to just read the one note I have of him here because Rube Waddle is a treat to read about. 1905, he won the pitching Triple Crown. He was also responsible for a clause in his teammate's contract that barred him from eating crackers in bed. He also saved people by lifting a cast iron oil stove and carried it out of a department store after it had caught on fire. All in that 1 year. 0-1, popped in the air to right side, and Gonzalez will have it for out number 1.
Second baseman, number 16, Lee.
Talked about Gortat, one of the most underrated centers who owned a giraffe.
It's just my favorite fact about him, that he just has a giraffe.
Do not know how you would ever have another fact about him that you liked more than that.
It's true. Other than his awesome mohawk.
Outside. Rube Waddle, I will say, is not exactly a high character guy. He played in the early 1900s, but it's just absurd. Trying to think of just fun facts I have. Liam Hendricks is a tarot card reader. The former White Sox and Athletics closer. Talked about Zach Greinke. All of these things you can go look up and watch if you're looking for something to talk about here. As the 2-0 is in there, Capuano a good strike on Lee Turnipseed. He had an error that kind of really got things going in the 6-run 5th the Big Train posted. But 10 runs up in the 5th and 6th alone. They would be up 2 runs if they only played those innings or only got hits in those innings, as Turnipseed tries to turn on a fastball. He's a little behind it. Inside, and a 2-2 count. Two and a swing and a miss. Turnipseed can't plant anything into that as second out of the inning.
Well, the outs grow there for the Giants as they look to see if they could chalk on a run or two before they're done here, but Capuano, the Penguin, looking like he will have a say in order to ice them out of this one.
First pitch in there for a strike to the next man up, Eli Livingston. He's homered in this ball game. Otherwise, pretty silent night. He has gotten outs and contributed in big ways. As the 0-1, now he will face 4 RBIs, half of their total as they have 8. As a big swing, he stops at the end, but it is a swing anyway. It's way beyond the plane as 0-2, 2 outs, down to their final strike of this ball game. Big Train to put up a huge performance. 4 RBIs for Gonzalez. 2 RBIs and a lot of hits for Carpenter, who is a home run shy of the cycle tonight. The 0-2. Big swing and a miss. He got him. Capuano ends this ball game up 10. A decade of runs for the Big Train. We'll keep it quick for you. Looking to go to bed tonight. I have been Carson Cass with Zach Lewis. Any final thoughts?
Big Train, they're cruising. They got one back. It's been an interesting, a little bit of an on and off week. This one's on, and it was on all game. Big Train get out early and end this one not as quickly as they want, but it's done deal here as we won't play the bottom of the 9th. We'll be back tomorrow, once again, as the Big Train look to keep their #1 seed in the league.
Big win for that playoff race that you mentioned. Stay kind. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m.